What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another day of the Daily Grind. I'm your host, 30NSG, and on today's show, we got talks about Marvel Rivals. Almost half of the players who quit Overwatch jumped to Marvel Rivals. That's huge. That's huge. So we'll talk about that article. We're going to talk about PlayStation Plus price hike. Officially confirmed. Brace yourselves if you're on PlayStation. It's not for every country. It's in 15 countries, so we'll talk about that as well. We're also going to talk or watch. We're going to read the article and then watch some footage of IGN of The Outer Worlds 2. They have 11 minutes of exclusive gameplay, so we're going to watch that. And then we have this is 100% a bait article, but I had to click on it, and why not talk about it? It says 5 reasons Xbox was the true winner of the console wars. Awkward pause. Okay, so that's what we're doing today. If you guys like what I do here, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. We do lots of different content on here. We have multiple channels. We have 30 and Still Gaming, which does the gaming. We have Nerding with 30, which does entertainment. We do 30NSG, which is all the live shows. We do podcasts, we do uploads, we do shorts, so lots of different content. Appreciate you very much. If you're here for 1 second, 1 minute, 1 hour, I do appreciate you. So, how's it going, chat? What's going on, Travis? What's going on, Sarge? Let me scroll back up, see whoever's here. What's going on, Dustin? Eclipse, Ward. What's going on, Sarge? Kraken, what's going on? Kylo. Who am I missing? Scrolling down. Roadkill, what's going on? Roic, good morning. Roic says, started south of midnight yesterday. Let me know what you think about it. I'm not very happy. I'm not very happy with the combat. Not very happy with the combat. We started playing Borderlands 3 yesterday. Now, I've played Borderlands 3 way back when they were in, like, we went to a convention. I want to say it was 2018. 2018, I went to a convention. Dupless was there. Brainchild was there. We got to go in and play a couple of missions or whatever, try the different characters and whatnot. And then some criticism happened with 2K and YouTube and stuff, and I boycotted. Borderlands 3 and never played it. We started playing yesterday. Why? Game Pass, right? It's on Game Pass. And I actually, regardless of what the story, because I know the story got shit on, I had a lot of fun last night. We played with Travis. We played with First. We also played with Akuta Papa and Sarge. I like it. The gunplay was fine. It's much crisper. They did a lot of quality of life options, or add-ons, I should say, in Borderlands 3. So far, we're about 3-4 hours in, just going around, leveling up. Thought it was pretty good. Say it again. Mo's waiting. Well, I only said it once. Did I say it twice? I think I only said it once. I'll say it one more time. Game Pass. Roic says gunplay is fun and a lot of cool guns. Yeah, it for the stuff that we started getting last night. We got to a level. I'm level 11, almost level 12. I thought it was pretty good. And what a deal! On Game Pass, you get not only Borderlands 3, but you get all the DLC. Including with that. So if you're a person, yes, it's 5 years old. If you've never played it, though, but what does that go for? Like, what do they charge for Borderlands 3 right now? Let's see. Borderlands 3 was like $6. Borderlands 3 price. It was on sale a couple weeks ago. I know that for like $6-7. You can get it for $5.29. You can get it for $20. Over on PlayStation and Xbox, $15, whatever it is. But that's just the game. Ultimate Edition. There you go. So it comes in. So yeah, for $20, if you go buy that game right now on Amazon for either PlayStation or Xbox, right? It's about the price of what it is. Now, if you're just going to play that game, and not play any other game on Game Pass, I would recommend just going buy the game for $20 if you haven't. Okay, but if you are playing other games, it's totally worth the price of just that. Even if you play it, beat it for that 1 month, you know what I mean? You're good to go. So it's a good price. Argus says, gun is fun. Gameplay is fun. I've never gave a shit about the story since the first game. I like Borderlands 2 story. Borderlands 2 story was really good. Handsome Jack is one of the best villains in not even just video games, like one of the best villains ever. Travis says $20 Ultimate Edition is new. Yeah, so it's a good price. I got the whole library last month for $20. There you go. Yeah, if you're just gonna play that game, hell, I'll even say it now. If you're thinking about playing it, play it, and then go buy the game for $20, right? Or get it on sale, whatever. I think it's totally worth it for what I played for the 4 hours last night. Sarge says $20. $20. God damn. That's a lot of money. How about a taste for $2? That's Chris Rock, right? Chris Rock used to do that. Waterbear says, holy hell, it's Thursday again already. Wasn't it Thursday just yesterday? Good morning, guys. What's going on, Water? Yeah, it's Thursday every day. It just flies by. Hot Tub Time Machine. Argus says, I got Borderlands 3 super cheap a couple of years ago on Steam for my Steam Deck. Yeah, no, it was super cheap. Just the base game was like $6, I think like a month ago. 2 months ago? Before me and Sarge started playing Split Fiction, so about a month ago. Before we started playing Split Fiction, we were thinking about jumping in to Borderlands because it was on sale. We were like, $7, is it worth it? We were like, I don't know. You guys hyped for Borderlands 4? I'm not hyped, Water, but if we're playing Borderlands 3 and we feel good about it, I don't know, man. I'll be honest. I'm playing on Game Pass, but even if I go buy the game right now, right, regardless of Game Pass, if I can go out right now and go pick up Borderlands 3 for $20 with all the DLC, I'm not looking forward to Borderlands 4 $80, right? And then paying for all the stuff afterwards, waiting for it. I'd rather just wait, play other games that are currently out that are finished, and then pick it up later at a later date for a cheaper price. Call me a brokey. Call me a brokey or a smart consumer. Either way. Travis says, 30, honestly, I always call it Far Cry theory. Don't have to really care about the main characters, not main focus. Argus says, Mike, you guys plan on a couple of sessions of Tiny Tina's Wonderland. I have it, but I never finished it. Yeah, I played it a little bit. I have about maybe 10 hours, 12 hours in it. Maybe a little bit more. All right, let's start off with this one right here. Okay, let's start off with this one right here. This is PlayStation Plus price hike officially confirmed. Brace yourselves. Now, I know a lot of people like to give shit no matter what side you're on, right? If Xbox raises $1 on their Game Pass, people are like, totally bullshit, right? So PlayStation Plus is doing a hike, officially confirmed. Okay, certain countries need to brace themselves for a price hike for PlayStation Plus. It won't affect everyone, but so far, 15 countries will be seeing an increase. Okay, it says it sucks, I know, but it's likely not without good reason. I'm sure they have a good reason why PlayStation Plus has been featuring more and more high-profile games over the past few months. For instance, Hogwarts Legacy is joining PlayStation Plus Extra, announced yesterday. Okay, all tiers of PlayStation Plus, including Essential, Extra, and Premium, will see a price increase in Latin countries, or Latin America countries. Okay, this includes Argentina, Bolivia, Chile, Colombia, Costa Rica, Ecuador, El Salvador, Guatemala, Jesus Christ, Guatemala, Honduras, Mexico, Nicaragua, Panama, Paraguay, Peru, and Uruguay. The update price will be as follows. Essential for 1 month will be $7.99 for 3 months. It'll be $20.99 I'm sorry. For Essential 1 month, it'll be $8. For 3 months, it'll be $20.99, and for 12 months, it'll be $64.99. Okay, for 1 month of PlayStation Plus Extra, it'll be $11.99 for 3 months. It'll be $33.99, and for 12 months, and it'll be $40. For 12 months, it'll be $40. Okay, and finally, for PlayStation Plus Premium, also known as PlayStation Plus Deluxe, it'll cost you $13.99 for 1 month, $39.99 for 3 months and $124.99 for 12 months. These prices will go into effect from the 16th of April. So if you want to renew before that stock up, before the price hikes, is now probably the time to do so. Sony has given a statement to increase the blaming of global market conditions as reasons why they're happening. I mean, obviously, you could always say, well, prices are increasing, right? Prices are increasing, and they can always blame it on that. But let's be honest, okay? They're at a saturation point at a certain point in certain regions, and they need the money to go up there. Okay, it's not costing them more to have a server to download over in that section. It's pausing, right? It's hitting the saturation point, and they're like, well, we need to make more money out of the people that are paying for it, and there's a percentage of people, okay? And they know that people are so conditioned at this point, and again, this is only happening in the South America countries. But at the same time, this is just an inkling of what could happen everywhere else, right? Because if it's raising for those places, then it's got to be raising for other places as well in the near future, okay? It says the company went on to say that to continue offering high-quality games and value-added benefits to the subscription service as time goes on, okay? Again, it sucks, but there's nothing that can be done about it. At times, it seems it's tough, and imagine those U.S. tariffs. Here we go again with the U.S. tariffs. Might have had a hand in Sony's decision to bump up the prices. Okay, I like how they want to include the tariffs, but they don't want to go into depth about the tariffs. Okay, I love that. I love how all these outlets are 100% doing what they're doing here. I find that funny. I thought this was interesting because, again, Xbox gets shit on all the time if they get rid of the dollar menu, right? They actually had the dollar value, and they got rid of the dollar value when a new game came out, and they're like, do you see how cheap these guys are? They're not even giving it for $1. Meanwhile, in certain regions, they're raising it up by like $3, $5, okay? So, it is what it is. What are you going to do? When everything goes digital and they conform you to, or condition you, I should say, to play your games on a service, because you're not paying $80 for a game now. You're not paying $70, $80, $100 for a game, and you're paying for a streaming service. So if you're playing for PlayStation Plus, if you're playing for Ubisoft Plus, if you're playing for EA Play, if you're playing for Game Pass, all these prices will increase because of value, right? They just put Hogwarts Legacy on there, and they're like, hey, that's a great value for that. And then all of a sudden, right, now they tell you that, oh yeah, we're raising the price in these regions. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think in the live chat. Do you think this is valid, why they're raising it because of the economics of the stuff that's going on only in the regions of Latin America? And do you think it's the tariffs? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the live chat. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and if you like what I do here, check out some of the other videos. Thanks for watching. What do you think, chat? What do you think? Garrett says, tariffs have nothing to do with there's no physical good. Right, it's exactly right. But shh. Let them cook, right? Let them say what they want to say, even though it's absolutely false. You're literally paying for a streaming service with no tariff on it. But I'm sure the tariffs have something to do with it. That's what they say. They have to be telling the truth, right? Roadkill says they just bring it up, tries to make Trump look bad. They're douches. Roadkill says tariffs. Sarge says Garrett facts. Travis says exactly, Roadkill. For example, did you know that Trump inspired Hitler and the snake in the garden, despite him being not alive for either? Yes. They were in a time machine. They went to the future, saw him, and said, "That's what we're going to do." Yeah. Kraken says, I think Sony is raising the price because, well, they want more money. That's it. Yep. That's it, Kraken. It's like, guys, come in. I think I know why Sony wants to raise the prices of stuff. Well, actually, let's rewind. I think I know why the X corporation, insert name here for corporation, wants to raise prices. Come in closer. Come closer. It's because they want to make money. Waterbear says that's the new buzzword. Raise prices. It's a tariff. Just 5 months ago, no one even knew what the fucking tariff was. And now that's every other word out of their mouth. Jay Breezy says, Trump says tariffs are the way. Argus says all the prices and prices increase across anything in the game industry were set long before they even knew about the idea of tariffs. Waterbear says, Sony said, Nintendo, can you do it? Do it then, damn it. So can we blame the tariffs? $150 games, tariffs. Oh, man. It's not just some of the money. It's all of the money. Yeah, they want to make more money. Green says, I don't even like Trump or his tariffs, but you can't blame that on everything. Oh, they can. They can. And they will. And they will. All right, let's go to this next story, which I knew this story. I saw the article. I haven't read it. I don't read articles ahead of time. I saw the heading, and I was like, there's no way. How are they going to do this? How are they going to do this, right? We know the if you read the room, not even as a console warrior, we know, just because we're not idiots. Even though they think we're idiots, they think that we think that Xbox is winning. No, Xbox didn't win the console wars. So much so they said about 2.5 years ago that they're not even in the console wars anymore. And we've talked about this in lengths. But I saw this next heading, and I was like, I gotta bring this up on chat. Okay, 5 reasons. This comes from XDA. Okay, 5 reasons Xbox has the true winner, or was the true winner of the console wars. Now, mind you, Xbox themselves, Microsoft, Phil Spencer has said that they're not in a console war anymore. Okay, they're not in a console war anymore. Okay, and yet I saw this heading and I was like, I gotta see what they're talking about. We like to talk about conversations about news stories and whatnot. We read the articles, and then I give you my thoughts and opinions. And I was like, this is going to be good. This will be a good 30 minutes of conversation at least, okay? If you guys like what I do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning, okay? From 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5, okay? I read the news stories, give you my thoughts and opinions, and then I get your thoughts and opinions on the articles themselves, okay? So 5 reasons. 5. I give it a 5. 5 reasons Xbox was the true winner of the console wars, okay? The console wars between PlayStation and Xbox has been going on for years, and while both platforms have generated a fair share of loyal fans, Xbox has found a way to set itself apart through innovative services, bold acquisitions, and while many claim that PlayStation won the console wars due to the exclusive titles, the truth is that PlayStation didn't win, and Xbox just stopped competing with them. Bro, come on now. Now, I'm an Xbox owner, okay? Where's Mo? Game Pass. All right? Where's Mo? Okay? The truth is that PlayStation didn't win. Xbox just stopped competing with them. Hey, hold on a second. I gotta move the goalposts. Okay? Okay? The goalpost is completely gone. Okay? You gotta love it. You gotta love it when they completely just throw out the fucking goalposts. Okay? You gotta love it how they just completely, they're like, they didn't win because they stopped competing. It's like, what? Now let's look at fundamentally. Just before, we're in the intro here. Okay. They lost the console war because number go up, number go down. Let's bring in the factual facts here. Okay. Let's bring in the facts here. Look, we go there so much. We go to this website so much. It's literally like I should bookmark it. Okay. Let's look at the actual facts here. Just scroll down here just a little bit. Okay. All right, there's PlayStation 3, there's PlayStation 4, right? There's PlayStation 5. PlayStation 5 is here at 74.9 million, okay? Then we have to scroll down to Xbox Series X, 28.3 million, right? Oh, you guys can't see it. Hold on, sorry. Okay. There's PlayStation, 74.9 million. Okay, then you have to go past Nintendo, then the Xbox One, then the Super NES, then the N64, then the Mega Drive Genesis, then the Atari 2600, and then you finally get to the Xbox Series X and S, and then they're there. And this guy's saying the only reason they're there is because they stopped competing. All right, cool. Okay, so let's go back to this. Okay, so number 5 on the list. Okay, 5 on the list is supporting indie games and smaller studios. It's easier for indie studios to publish on the Xbox Store. Okay. One area of the Xbox has really excelled in the support of indie developers, while PlayStation has largely focused on big-budget AAA games. Xbox has actively built a reputation as the best platform for independent studios. I would agree with that. But let me see where he's going with this. Is he saying that financially, if we blew up the goalpost, right? Financially, they've lost the console war, but they've actually won the goodwill. Is that what they're trying to make a case of here? They're winning the goodwill, the long stake, the long game of they've actually won the console war because there is no console war, because they're not competing, and now they're doing better for the... We'll let it cook. There's Mo. We said it enough times. Okay. Thanks for the developers and friendly policies and easy certification process, Xbox has become a hot spot for indie games. Okay. Titles like Celestis, Hades, also Colorful Tale, has also found their home on Xbox thanks to the platform's openness and support for small studios. Although Nintendo and PlayStation also have a slew of indie games on their platforms, Nintendo only recently started allowing select indie games that also would run well on the Switch. And the PlayStation's high bar for entry for publishers to game on the platform left many independent studios with no other option than to add their games to the Xbox library. Well, that's because Xbox was paying them, right? You got to remember, the reason that the AAA studios... Well, actually, I'm sorry. The independent studios go to Xbox is because Xbox is giving them their upfront money. We talk about this all the time, right? We talk about this all the time. If you're an independent developer, if I'm making a game and it's costing me $1 million to make, and Microsoft comes to me and says, we would love to put your game on Game Pass, and we're going to give you X percentage of money upfront, whatever that is. If it's $1 million for me to make, I'm a solo developer, it's costing me $1 million to make. There's no way I can do it. I'm taking a loan on my house. All of a sudden, Microsoft shows up. Phil Spencer says, I would love to give you $750,000 for your game to put on Game Pass. You're going to be like, well, fuck. And you're able to put it everywhere else as well. You're going to take that deal. You're going to take that deal because you're getting a massive amount of money up front, and then you're also going to get the percentage maybe on the back end, and you also get to sell it on PC. You also get to sell it on wherever else. So obviously, it's a smart choice for independent developers. Where PlayStation, we know, is more for AAA games and exclusive type of stuff, and they pay for it. Same with Nintendo. You can see that happening. Okay, Xbox used to do that. Xbox used to do the exclusive thing as well, but they stopped doing that since the last generation. Okay, it says, beyond simply offering a place for indie games to thrive, Xbox's inclusion of these titles in Xbox Game Pass has given them much needed boost in visibility. Okay, which is also, we read an article about a year ago talking about the people that first got into Game Pass, okay, like a Tunic and stuff like that when they first got in, was great for them. But then what happens is now more games are coming out from the first-party titles from Xbox, and they're also giving more money out to other companies that come out to Game Pass. So what's happening now to Game Pass is there's a lot more games coming out there, and it's a lot harder for independent developers to be seen. And you can see this happening with even Netflix. When you go to Netflix, if you don't look at the top new movies that are coming out or the highest-rated movies that are out or TV shows, and you're just scrolling down, you're spending more time trying to find something than you are watching something, okay? And that's the problem that's happening, not just on Game Pass and a lot of these things, because there's just too many options, right? 19,000 games came out on Steam last year. You would scroll there for fucking hours and days just trying to find bookmarking stuff for yourself. So it says, the feature of Game Pass means more players, greater engagement, and ultimately better financial outcomes. By offering a diverse range of indie games alongside the blockbuster exclusives, Xbox has created a gaming environment that caters to every kind of gamer, and from those looking for a big-budget action games, those who wanted something unique and experimental, right? Which is nice. People call it the blockbuster. Basically what it is, the Netflix, the blockbuster, the GameFly, okay? Number four. Cloud gaming. Xbox is leading the market in cloud gaming, okay? While cloud gaming is still in early stages, Xbox is that true though? I thought it ran better cloud gaming wise on PlayStation. I could be wrong, but we'll read the article. All right. While cloud gaming is still early stages, Xbox is already forefront of the Xbox cloud gaming. Now, with this service, players can also stream games directly to their smartphones, tablets, PCs, meaning they don't need a high-end gaming console for PC to enjoy the latest titles, which is, I have another article, which I didn't bring up. Maybe I will bring up after this. PlayStation's handheld. We were just talking about it, was it yesterday, 2 days ago? The PlayStation Portal has now had an update. We're getting more games on there playing through the cloud, okay, and playing as a remote device. So Xbox Cloud Gaming gives players a flexibility to keep up with and play games on almost any device. Now, this move towards cloud gaming shows that Xbox commitment to making games more accessible and versatile. Okay, breaking away from the traditional reliance of hardware. As mobile gaming continues to grow, Xbox is positioning itself in dominant force in the future of gaming, offering a more fluid, accessible experience for players worldwide. With ongoing investments in the cloud technology, Xbox is positioning itself to not only be a leader of the current console generation, but also a shape of the future of gaming. As the gaming industry moves closer towards the cloud gaming, Xbox is putting itself ahead of the curve and will probably be the main driving force behind innovation in this space. Now, I don't want to toot my own horn here, but I said this like years and years ago. They might be ahead of the curve, but I was ahead of the curve talking about the head of the curve. Okay, I talked about the cloud gaming. I've said it in the past on other people's podcasts. I said this is where they're going. This is what they're doing. They got off that island. They're in their own island. They said if we can't compete with this, they're going to go to their own place and start making. They're going to be the first ones there. Then I started talking about like streamers and like Google and researchers and stuff like that. Because if you're doing a web search now, you could make a browser or a search engine, but Google was there first, right? So Google is the mass market of that stuff, right? You could be a streamer like I'm trying to think of a big streamer. What's his name? Asmongold, right? Asmongold, he was early on in streaming, okay? The reason that he's big, not because he's so awesome and so good, it's because he was there first. It's JP, Co-Carnage. Yes, they have a big following, but because they were there first when it was happening, people go to them first. And when they see the number go up, more people go to them. And it's just because they were there first, right? People in the past have said if they started a channel now, they wouldn't be able to compete. It would be hard for them to actually compete. So that's what Xbox is doing, right? They're in the cloud space before everybody else is in the cloud space. So I think we just got a hiccup again inside of YouTube. I don't know why, but I'll give it a second. So cloud gaming. Number 3, studio acquisitions and growing library of exclusives. Okay, now, again, haven't read this yet, but the studio acquisitions, when they were doing all of this, I said, because they're buying them now, it's going to take 3-5 years before we start seeing stuff. We're starting to see that stuff now because they bought like Bethesda in 2021, and you're starting to see more games coming out, sort of like Avowed. Outer Worlds 2 is coming out. You had Starfield. So now the games are starting to be finished, and they're starting to push them out. Okay, so studio acquisitions, a growing library of exclusives. Xbox Game Studio umbrella keeps getting better. Bigger, or better? I don't know. You make the decision. Right? Over the past few years, Xbox has continuously strengthened the lineup of exclusive games through a series of high-profile acquisitions. The acquisition of ZeniMax Media, Bethesda parent company, has a major milestone, bringing massive franchises like Elder Scrolls and Fallout into the fold. But Xbox isn't stopping there. They're currently in the process of acquiring Activision Blizzard, which also could mean even more iconic franchises like Call of Duty, Overwatch, and World of Warcraft will fall under the Xbox Studio umbrella. These acquisitions, alongside continued output from the original first-party studios like 343 Industries, known for Halo, which is now Halo, right? The Halo studio, and Playground Games, known for Forza Horizon, have improved lineup of games, and the Xbox has helped them to compete against the PlayStation. But unexpectedly, Xbox still plans to release them all on all consoles, which garnered massive praise of the industry and shed light on Sony and Nintendo's unwillingness to work together, to share exclusives or work on other cross-platform experiences. While PlayStation is still acknowledged as having better exclusive titles like The Last of Us, Spider-Man, and God of War, Xbox's aggressive acquisition strategy gives a growing, increasingly diverse portfolio, and it's hard to ignore even that PlayStation users. So, in my opinion, I've said this in the past as well, what Xbox is doing is, so for instance, Starfield, which we heard rumors, is that PlayStation tried to get Starfield, okay? And they try to grab Starfield and make it exclusive if that was for a time period or not, if it's 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, whatever it was. They were trying to get that, okay? But instead of letting them pay for the stuff to stop it from coming to Xbox, Xbox was like, hey, we're going to buy it. And if we buy it, right? Because, again, in their head, they're doing better than what PlayStation's doing. PlayStation's stopping it, and they're just putting it on PlayStation. Where Xbox is like, we're going to take it, we're going to make it exclusive, and we're going to put it on Xbox, and we're going to put it on PC, so we're putting it already in multiple places. And then the rumor is now that they're going to release Starfield on PlayStation. Where if PlayStation did this, it would just be on PlayStation. So Xbox thinks that, they're doing the better thing, better good, which they are. From a consumer standpoint, they are doing better than what PlayStation's doing. Because PlayStation, now Nintendo, with the Hades 2 thing, they're stopping it from coming to other platforms, which I hate. Third-party games should be third-party games, meaning they should be on all platforms. Now, I get, like, what PlayStation did for Hogwarts Legacy. They paid for a mission, or they paid for exclusivity for Destiny, and they had just, like, the strikes for a certain period. If you give money to develop a certain thing to add just for your console, cool, right? A mission I'm okay with. Right? Something that's a timed exclusive like that, cool. But the game itself, if it's locked behind, fuck you. Right? I don't care who you are. As a consumer, I hate third-party games being locked behind anyone. I don't care if it's Xbox. I don't care if it's PlayStation. I don't care if it's Nintendo. Don't lock your shit behind one platform. Okay? Number 2, Xbox Game Pass, the ultimate gaming subscription model. Okay? It says, if there's one thing that has also completely changed the way gamers consume content is the Xbox Game Pass. Game Pass has become a smash hit for gamers, offering a massive library of quality games and relatively a cheap monthly fee for the cost of a single AAA game, which is going to get even worse now, right? Because of the price of games. If what's happening right now with Nintendo raising the price to $80 and other people start to follow suit, I said this in the past, EA Play, Ubisoft, PlayStation Plus, and Game Pass are all going to get more subscribers across the board just because when you make the problem and the solution is get this instead, people are going to do it. So for a cost for a AAA game, you can also get access to hundreds of titles, including a new release on launch day. Whether it's AAA blockbuster like Assassin's Creed Shadows or Hidden Gem, Game Pass offers something for everyone. What sets Game Pass apart from competitors like PlayStation now is a sheer volume of games on the platform and the ability to easily swap between your Xbox and PC with the same subscription, Ultimate. The platform has also even attracted attention to game developers who've also praised Game Pass for offering better visibility for greater engagement. Simply put, gamers like to own their games and generally don't like the subscription services, but Xbox Game Pass broke the market by offering a massive library of games for obscenely low price. Yeah, but it's not even Xbox broke that, right? Ubisoft came out and said, you got to get used to not owning your games, right? All their game companies have stopped making physical copies, and now, again, with Nintendo, just in the last week and a half, they've set the standard. They're getting rid of physical discs. They were the last ones holding the line, and now they're not, but they are, where you still get physical, but it's a digital key on a card that's physical. It's like, whatever, right? They're trying to crush the secondhand market. And the more they go and try to crush the secondhand market for GameStop or people like you that want to sell your game back to somebody else, okay, on the Facebook Marketplace or whatever, they're trying to stop that because they're greedy companies and they want every little cent possible. Not only do they want you to buy the game at $80, but they also want you to sell it back to somebody else for $80 so they can get their money back as well, right? They don't want you to buy the game, then sell it, and then someone else make that money. They want to sell it as many times as possible to you, okay? Or as many people as possible, not back to you, okay? So Game Pass is just Ubisoft Plus, is EA Play, is PlayStation Plus, okay? Where they're trying to set the standard. Hogwarts Legacy, if you didn't get one of the people that was 30 million people that bought the game 2 years ago, now it's on PlayStation Plus. So if you've never had it before for a low price of whatever it is, $15, right? You get to actually what is PlayStation Plus, chat? Is it $15 or $20? I know what it is in South America. We just read it, but what is the actual price for premium? Okay, so if it's like $20, you get to try that game out. Okay, and if you try it out for $20 and you're like, oh, you know what, I like this game, you either play it, beat it within that month, or you try it out and go, you know what, I'm going to play this game, I'm going to buy this game, and you buy it later, right? Nate Dizzle says $20. Thank you very much. Okay, and the number one reason that Xbox won the war, according to this article, merging the console and PC market, blurring the lines between Xbox and PC. This could just say value, right? That's what we're all looking for, value, okay? It says, Xbox has blurred the lines between console and PC gaming in a way that PlayStation has yet to match. Thanks to the features like crossplay, cross-save, and the ability to play Xbox across both console and PC, Xbox has created an ecosystem that applies to both console gamers and PC enthusiasts alike, with other consoles on the market lacking or locking away their exclusive, otherwise trying to differentiate the consoles from PC gaming market. Xbox has gone full steam ahead in integrating the console and the games in the PC market, offering gamers the choice of where they would like to play. This seamlessly integration is made possible by Xbox app on Windows and the ability to buy Xbox games for PC through Microsoft Store. Whether you prefer gaming on a high-end PC or a console, Xbox gives you the flexibility to do both, often the same games. This approach also up Xbox's much broader audience and helps cement its place as the go-to platform for gaming. While PlayStation still largely focused on the console-based ecosystem, Xbox PC integration has given it clearer edge, providing gamers with more freedom to play however and wherever you like. And we all like this, right? Even when I was a kid, okay, I always thought, I was like, why do I have to play on this box and I can't afford a Genesis or I can't afford a Neo Geo and stuff like that, when there were certain games that were locked behind paywalls like that. I was like, let me just play it wherever I want to play it. Now you can. I can play my Game Pass games, or I should say Xbox games, okay? I can play it on my PC. I can play it on my headset, right, on my VR headset. I can play it on my mobile phone. I can play it on my television set. I can play wherever I want. It makes it more convenient. And that's the big seller, convenience, right? We've talked about this on the PC. People don't like to go from here to here, right? They don't want to open this launcher or this launcher, right? They want convenience. We're talking about the handhelds. The handhelds, you can do certain things, but there's a wall there because it's a little difficult for most people to try to figure out how to play your Steam games, also play your Nintendo games, also play your Xbox games. If you know what you're doing, you know what you're doing. But otherwise, it's pretty convoluted for the most other people, right? So convenience is what Microsoft is trying to do. They're trying to make it as simplistic as possible for you to go, not even think about it. It's like just moving my arm. It's like, oh, it's on a device, it's on a screen, everything's an Xbox, right? It says the conclusion here, although PlayStation still owns the largest share of the console market, but does it though? There's a big word missing here, Nintendo, right? It says PlayStation still owns the largest share of console market. Are they missing something? The last time I checked, Nintendo was above PlayStation 5 by double. By double. So it's like, what are we talking about? I mean, I guess nuclear the goalpost, and you would be correct. Although PlayStation still owns the largest share of console market, it has failed to innovate and modernize, leaving it with a great console and even better titles, but slowly dwindling player base. Technically, there's no official winner of the console wars. No, there is. There is. It's Nintendo, then it's PlayStation, and then it's Xbox. If you're looking at console sales, the console war is Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox. That's just what it is. Okay, the conflict fizzled out after Xbox stopped competing with Sony. They let Sony have the exclusives with no strings attached and are in talks about incorporating cross-platform support between the consoles. This is a swayed public opinion towards the company and shows that the Xbox has its players interested in the heart, and the contrast PlayStation is only interested in is holding the market share and separating the platforms from the rest of the market. Now, I would agree with that, right? They are the if you remove Nintendo, then correct. PlayStation is the winner of the two. But if you add Nintendo back in, they are not the winner of the two. They are second place behind Nintendo. And then Xbox is third place. So either Xbox is third place or second place, right? In a two-man race or a three-man race. But come on. Look, like I said, this article is 100% bait, okay? Both you and I, if you're talking in a conversation, if there is a console war, which there has been, is who sells more consoles. If you leave Nintendo out, PlayStation is the winner. Congratulations. You've won the invisible trophy from two companies. You are the winner, okay? But if you throw in that third company, you're second place because Nintendo has that by double of what you have. You can't ignore and say that PlayStation has doubled Xbox and not say that Nintendo has doubled what PlayStation has done. You can't do it, right? Nintendo's been out for 7 years, going on to 8, and PlayStation's been out for 5 years, going on to 6, okay? And they have half the sales than Nintendo does. These are facts, okay? But if you want to ignite completely eliminate the goalpost, well, then you're absolutely correct. PlayStation has won the invisible console wars. Now, what does this mean going into the future, right? I've said this before this article even came out. I said that Xbox is positioning themselves in the future and that Sony has to catch up, right? They can't not put their games on PC, and they did this. Started 4 years ago, 5 years ago with Horizon. They started putting their games on PC. They started doing with live service games. They started doing all these things where they're putting their games on the actual other consoles with Horizon over on the Switch and MLB The Show on the Xbox, right? These things do exist. You can't acknowledge it and go, oh, no, it doesn't exist. It wasn't their choice. It was their choice. Sony has to start putting these things on the other platforms. Otherwise, they're going to be like the dodo bird, okay? You can't see it now because you're like, no, PlayStation is the winner. So you can't say that, or you can't see that, well, if PlayStation doesn't do these things, they're always going to be the winner. That's not how business works. If you don't adapt and move, you will die, okay? Again, we'll do the analogy of people that had horse and buggy back in the day. Horse and buggy dealership. This is the tried and true. No one's going to beat horse and buggy. And then someone comes along with the car, and you're like, no, we're not going to make changes. We're sticking with the horse and buggy. Good luck to you, okay? You have to adapt and move, and if you don't do it, you'll die as a business. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the live chat. Do you think that Xbox in the future is going to win the non-console console wars? All right? Do you think that PlayStation still has the winner of or were they never competing? Right? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the live chat. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe. And if you like what I do here, check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. All right. Let me scroll back up here. Let me scroll back up. I can't scroll back too far. Let's see. Sarge says, so exhausted. Articles are dog shit. Opinion pieces with no ties of actual facts. Just talking into the wind. I mean, well, that's what I do, Sarge, right? I'm just giving my opinion pieces based off the articles and stuff they're doing. I have no problem with that, but you got to just like I just did, right? You got to bring up facts when you're giving your opinions because you base your opinions based off facts. And if you base your opinions off of actual facts, then you can make predictions because they're based on something. What's going on, Mr. Luke? First 48 says Xbox paid to keep Stalker 2 off the PlayStation and Ark 2 and PlayStation for 3 years. Everyone does it. Right. Doesn't mean I agree with it. I hate when they do third-party exclusives. Hate it. Okay? But here's the thing. Even if Xbox keeps it off of PlayStation, it's still in multiple places. You see what I'm saying? That's the difference. Yes, they're holding it off of PlayStation, but it's still, you can buy Stalker 2 on PC and Xbox. You can play Ark 2 on PC and Xbox. It's in two places. You have more options. Where one company holds it just to their platform and the other one puts it out to 1.9 billion PCs, okay, and their 28 million consoles. And anywhere else you could play on Game Pass on any other device. There's a huge difference between that and just specifically saying, well, they keep it off of PlayStation, they keep it off of Nintendo. Right? They keep it off of 78, but they give it to 1.9 billion people. Roadkill says this is how gaming was made. It was buy exclusives or exclusives should be around forever. Well, back in the day, there was third party on both platforms, but then they decided because first party titles weren't enough, then they started throwing money at the third party titles to try to get them onto their platform. Right? They said that was back in the day with PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. Let's see here. Eclipse says just beat South of Midnight. Guess I'll start playing Blueprints now. Is it worth me playing? Is it worth me playing Eclipse? Continuing going through. First 48 says if Sony or Nintendo make an exclusive, they're bad. When Xbox does it, it's okay. Really weird. No, that goes for everybody. It's not just if they do it, it's okay. If Xbox does it, it's on multiple platforms automatically. If Nintendo does it, it's only on Nintendo. If PlayStation does it, it's only on PlayStation. If you close it into the bubble, 48, yes, consoles, yes, they're exclusively only on Xbox. But when saying exclusively on Xbox, it's saying exclusively on Windows and PC. Okay? It goes over 2 billion devices that can play that compared to the 78 or the 155. Roka says just paid us $161 for premium for the year. That's before. Oh well, you're not in the. You're in America. You're fine. Yeah, yeah. People do that. They get the cards ahead of time and then they boost them in, so people are like locked into those, whatever it is, EA Play, PlayStation Plus, Game Pass for like a year and a half, 2 years for a much cheaper price. Sarge says Neo Geo was expensive as fuck. Yeah, it's like $700, $800 back in the day. Hence why, let's go look at what Neo Geo sold for. Let's see how many Neo Geos sold back in the day. Well, you got to scroll way down. I don't even think it's on. Yeah, Neo Geo. Neo Geo Pocket, okay, sold 2 million copies. Wait, where's the Neo Geo? Neo Geo. Yeah, no, that's it. That's the only one on here. Maybe even the other system didn't even sell. Sega Saturn, Advance Color TV and Television, Mega Drive, Neo Geo Pocket, and Neo Geo Pocket Color. No, that's the Neo Geo. So the Neo Geo is not even on this list. Neo Geo is not even on this list, chat. Right? The Pocket Neo Geo is. But the Neo Geo itself is not here. That's crazy. That's how you know that system actually absolutely sucked. We actually had a friend back in the day who actually had a Neo Geo. We'd go over to his house and play it. People forget that Nintendo stomps with Sony and Nintendo sales combined. Yeah. See, when you remove one of the competitors, then yeah, the other competitor wins. Right? Like if I'm racing against Usain Bolt on a track and I'm the second place guy, but I say, well, I beat everybody else. If you don't include him, well, then yes, I would be first place. But that's not the case. He still whooped my ass by double the length. Let's see here. Travis says 30. Would you do us all a favor and please let this man hear the bully Madison, Billy Madison quote? Oh, you want me to do this? All right, hold on a second. I see what you want me to do.
You just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
I love it. I love it. Argus says PlayStation will be literally wind up during everything Xbox does objectively. There isn't even an argument to be had there. First 48 says it's not just fine one without the company doing exclusives. You can't be fine with any of them doing them. Correct. But when Xbox does it, it's not exclusive just to Xbox. You do see the difference, right? Xbox releasing is setting it on multiple platforms and billions of devices. You don't even have to own an Xbox or a PC, and you can still play the games that they come out with on Game Pass. Roadkill says Xbox lost, so Sony will follow the loser. Not a chance. They will. They will, Roadkill, because if you stay in the old console, you've won. Congratulations. But the rest of the world is moving on past what consoles are. If they stay, which they're not, obviously, they've adapted. They've made a handheld. They've done the VR. They've moved over to PC. They're making live service games. Sony's not fucking idiots. They know what they have to do, okay? But Xbox is ahead of them right now, okay? And if they don't move from this point and just say we're selling consoles, they will lose, and they will have to follow the loser in the console realm. But they're not the losers now because they're in their own realm of cloud. They're in their own realm of wherever the future's going. They're trying to be ahead of the curve. They're trying to be the first ones there to be the leaders. Let's see. Argus says they already are doing that, brother. They will continue to implement themselves every change, a new business idea of Xbox and other platforms. Yeah, 100%. Quintar says Microsoft is technically both console and PC. Not technically. They are. They are. Not technically. They literally are. Let's just saying $2 billion, that's nonsense. No game has ever been bought anywhere close to 1 billion times. No, of course not. No one's saying that the games are selling 2 billion times. What we're saying is there's 2 billion people that have the option to purchase games, right? See, you have the mentality of you have to sell one game 2 billion times. No, they're trying to get as many people possible in that spectrum, and there could be 200,000 people playing an RTS. There could be 1 million people playing an action-adventure game. There could be 5 million people playing one single game. There could be 100 million people playing Candy Crush. It doesn't fucking matter. You're so close-minded, and you think of so like console. Oh, 220 million is Rockstar's most sold. That's a fraction of what Candy Crush does. That is a fraction of Clash of Clans. Right? 2 billion devices has the best possibility to sell more stuff. It's not about one game. It's not about one platform. Eclipse says that's a hard question to answer. I was playing on the hardest difficulty, so the combat might not be too bad for you, but I'm also not playing it, but also the combat was also the lowest point. Yeah, it's bad. Quintar says Atari Jaguar was also expensive as well. I remember it correctly. The Atari Jaguar, let me see what that sold for. Let's see. Atari. That's not on the list either. They have the Atari. Well, actually, no. Yeah, no, not on the list. The Jaguar is not on the list. So it sold less than 1 million copies. It sold less than 1 million for the Jaguar. Which, ironically, the guy that we knew that had Neo Geo also had an Atari Jaguar. Let's see here. First 48 says best quote ever. Neo Geo had fun games. Oh yeah, because they were taking the exact arcade games and bringing them to your, like they were taking the arcade games, bringing them in. It was fantastic at the time. The first 48 says Xbox only puts stuff on PC because they have Windows Store. 48. Of course. What do you mean they only put it on PC because they have the Windows Store? No, they put it on. They're putting it everywhere. They put their games on Steam. They put it on the Windows Store. What are you talking about? They put the games everywhere. And yeah, they have the Windows Store. You know, the thing that they actually sell all the other software that they've sold for the last 30, 40 years? I don't understand. Well, they're only rich because they sold stuff. The only reason they're on PC is because, well, they made PC software. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Travis says, 30, I hope the God Outer Worlds 2 shit is good because I need something to make up for that article. Sarge says, I got the number, bro. 1.18 million units sold. What's 1.18? What's that? What's that for, Sarge? Oh, you're saying for the Neo Geo? Is that what it is? Xbox wouldn't do day and date PC if they didn't have the Windows Store, is what I'm saying. Okay, and PlayStation wouldn't sell games on PlayStation 5 if there wasn't a PlayStation 5. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? The fuck are we talking about? You're taking like a what if, like it's fucking Marvel Comics. What if Windows didn't sell on PC? The Windows Store's been there for 30 years. Let me bring it up. Actually, let me know when the Windows Store actually happened. Well, that's the actual physical store. The Windows Store opened up in October 26th of 2012. When did actually Windows what would it be called? Like, I don't understand the Marvel what if comment. Well, they're only selling stuff because they're on the PC because they have a Windows Store. Well, Rocksteady only sold 200 million units of Grand Theft Auto 5 because they put it on 3 different generations of consoles. That's the only reason. Yes. Yes, that is the only reason. You're acting like they're consumer friendly. They're not. What are we talking about? If I gave a description of where a company lets you play the game wherever you want and a company that doesn't, which one is being consumer friendly and which one isn't? Kraken says the Earth wouldn't exist if there was no sun. Yeah, the only reason we're living is because the sun's up there. By blocking games for other systems. Again, I'm not saying they're fully consumer friendly, but I'm saying out of the 2 scenarios, 48, which one's more consumer friendly? The company that's letting you play games on a television set, your mobile phone, your laptop, your tablet, your PC, and a console, or the console that's just letting you play on their thing? Which one of these things is not like the other? Which one of these things is more consumer friendly than the other? Not consumer friendly at all. So you're going to take a stand right now and you're going to say that Nintendo and PlayStation are more consumer friendly than Microsoft. Is that what you're saying right now? You're going to say that Nintendo and Sony are more consumer friendly than Microsoft. Please say that. Please say that. Nope, none of them are? Bro, one is giving it to billions of devices and one is giving it to one device. I can't talk to you anymore because it's such a retarded take, okay? I'm not calling you retarded. I'm calling your take retarded, okay? By saying that one thing that can go to billions of devices is not consumer friendly, but the other ones are. That is insane. Water Bear says, I'm more of a PC guy, but I know for a fact that Microsoft is more consumer friendly out of all the consoles. That's correct. More consumer friendly, okay, than the other companies that are giving you the option to play games. I don't even think 48's a Sony guy. I'm pretty sure he said he had multiple consoles. Travis says, dude, I'm a resident Sony pony and I'm even lost. That is just a wild take. Altern says the goalpost is already destroyed from article, so there's nothing to move now. That's right. It's just complete. Look, it's shattered. It's shattered. We're doing a what if thing. So your comment is even more ridiculous now, First 48. You're saying I'm a Nintendo guy. If I have to decide, but I own everything. You own everything, and yet you just said up above, wait, let me find it. Let me find what you said. They're not consumer friendly, and they're not letting me play where I want, though. You own everything. So hold on a second. Because the game is on Xbox and PC, but you want to play that game on the Switch, this company is bad because they're letting you play on, I don't know, 15 different devices between Android phone, iPhone, laptops, television sets of LG and Samsung, all right? But that is unconsumer because you want to play that game on the Switch. That's what you're saying? Can we move the stadium? Waterbear says the trolls run rampant today. The chat I see, because there's no way in hell he believes what he's just saying. No, he's just saying it just to get me riled up. No offense to Travis. No offense to Travis, but we're playing the Travis song. Because I think we have a new Travis. I think we have a new Travis.
There's a guy named Travis, he's always around. In the chat, bro, takes status down. Elden Ring, he says it's overhyped trash. But Mass Effect, now that's his stash. He's a Sony booty, loud and proud. Even when Sony's got him down, they took his games, left him in the cold. But Travis still defends them, oh so bold. Travis, the king of hot takes. Hating what we love, he claims we're all fakes. When Marvel Rivals starts to reveal, he's reporting more than he's trying to heal. You're all wrong, he says with a smirk, while his opinion drives the rest berserk. Elden Ring's bad, and that's a fact. And he doubles down, no turning back. He's the self-made critic, the contrarian knight, with the Sony shield and a trollish might. Marvel Rivals, he plays the game his way, but every fight there's a report to lay. Oh, Travis, the king of hot takes. Hating what he loves, we love, he claims we're all fakes. When Marvel Rivals starts to reveal, he's reporting more than he's trying to heal.
Great.
He's the master of the
I mean, we got a new one. We got a new Travis. Travis, we're gonna have to retire your song. We're gonna have to retire your song and give a new song to 48. Likes to argue just to argue. Jay Breezy put something in Discord. What'd you put? Game of the year just came out. Oh, what is this? What is this? This is the new game? Oh, here it is. This is game of the year contention right here, folks. Game of the year contention. New dating simulation game lets you date furniture around the house. I'm sorry, what? What? Players can date items such as tables, microwaves, coffee machines, etc.
Stop it. Get some help.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
Jerry.
serious?
What the fuck we talking about? Dayton Furniture? What the fuck are we talking about? Arc 2 is only exclusive on Game Pass. And where's Game Pass able to be played? Where's Game Pass able to be played?
Phil Spencer wakes up, boots a game, still in his PJs, but he's bringing the flame. Xbox controller in both his hands. Man's got Game Pass on 16 screens. Damn, play it on a console, play it on a fridge, or play it on your grandma's smart TV in the kitchen. Like Cloud Stream, Dream Team, every single store. If it's got a circuit board, Xbox wants more. When they said exclusive, Phil said nah. Put it on a Switch, put it on a PS5. Cloud in the sky, games on demand. Xbox logo on everything, man. Everything's an Xbox, don't you see? If it's got a screen, then it's playing for free. Game Pass here, Game Pass there. Phil's playing chess while they play in solitaire.
Man, we're getting a lot of work out of these music things I've created, right? Like Arc 2, based on where you can play Game Pass, you can play Game Pass on the phone, Game Pass on a laptop, Game Pass on a television set, Game Pass on a PC, Game Pass on an Xbox. Altered says, I mean, have you seen Ark? I think they're doing all of us a favor. Yeah, they're doing all of us a favor because I see that game. It's not worth not, and I won't buy it. Not even for the wallet. Yeah, it's not in good shape right now. It was supposed to come out like 2 years ago. Phil Goodman says, I don't know how anyone can play Ark on a console. I mean, you can play it anywhere. It's on Game Pass. All right. Let's what time is it? 11 o'clock? All right, we have should I read the article or watch the video? I think the video is the article, right? We could go to the let me go to YouTube. Let me go to YouTube and bring up the IGN video of Outer Worlds. All right, this is a 11-minute video. 11-minute video of Outer Worlds 2. Okay. And hold on, let me see something. Let me see something. Let's see if it hits the... Okay, Outer Worlds 2, which is a Microsoft-owned studio now. Okay. It's been a studio for 4 years underneath Microsoft. And I just want to make sure it's coming out for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, S, and Microsoft Windows. And I'm sure it'll be on Steam as well, probably, right? I would assume. But we'll see. Oh, I think it's also on Battle.net. I think it's on Battle.net as well. Okay. So it's in multiple places. And that's a first-party title. That's a first-party title. All right, let's watch this. Let me make sure it's on the normal speed. Yep.
Welcome to our latest IGN First, and it's all about The Outer Worlds 2. This is the very first look at its gameplay to kick off our exclusive coverage throughout the month of April. I got to visit the developers at Obsidian to see the game itself, interview them about how it was made, and get insight on a ton of its new features. So keep an eye out for our deep dives in the coming weeks, but for now, enjoy this look at a quest that takes you through the N-Ray facility where you'll see
visually, it looks good.
many of its new
Looks like it
gameplay
upgraded
systems
visually
in
from the
action.
last one. They don't talk. It's just gameplay. Okay. UI looks minimalistic. Well, as minimal as you can, I think you can get. That looks like your health for your companion at the bottom there as well, or is that? Let me go back for a second. The UI system there with the menu system. Okay. I like that. Look at this unfriendly consumer game here. That's on everything but a Nintendo Switch 2. Yet. So if you want to play it on the Nintendo Switch 2, it's not consumer friendly.
That's the range, Commander. Oh, this will be glorious. Hope my enthusiasm doesn't get the better of me. Those traitors need to suffer.
Everything must become nothing before it can become everything.
Outer Wilds is a completely separate game than Outer Worlds.
Enemies descried. It's killing time.
The rift is my gateway to transcendence. My piety is the key.
Oh, the unspeakable things I'm...
Did they make... Okay, wait. Did they tell the... Hold on one second. Did they tell the... No, he just went in and started attacking. I didn't know if he gave a command to his NPC or if the NPC just started attacking.
Now this is just sloppy. If I wasn't already here to kill all these traitors...
Didn't the guy in the very beginning say that he played the game, Altern? Wasn't the journalist?
...schools, I'd be forced to use one or two as an example to the rest.
Quintar says, Travis, are you running 2 accounts? 48 kind of sounds like you. No, it's not like a No Man's Sky game. Don't confuse this. This is much more story driven. No Man's Sky is not a No Man's Sky. The closest thing to No Man's Sky is like a Minecraft game. You know what I mean? There's story involved in it, and that you can explore space, but it's nowhere near what Outer Worlds is. A very smaller space, and it is Fallout. It's a smaller Fallout, but in space. It's not like No Man's Sky.
.36 cubed divided by the standard rate of
We played the
fluid
first
flow,
one, so we'll play this one.
Multiply by Is it 30 or... Oh! Hello!
Look at the state of this poor fool. They just left her bleeding out?
Is she just wearing she's just wearing a bag on her head?
Exsanguination is an
How are you seeing through that? Is that a mesh? What is that?
art. Where's the precision, the pride in their work? This is just embarrassing.
There's a cultist behind you! Wait, surely she isn't with you. Fine. Just please keep her away from me.
Just please keep her away from me. I'm looking for someone that's also him. What has also been happening here? He also hurt bad, but I've also trauma. So it looks like there's a lot of different conversational stuff. It says also requirement not met for medical. Okay.
The crazed cultist, people.
I wonder though, and we'll find out when the game comes closer to launch, if your choice actually means something, or if it's just like, if I pick one, it gives me another option, which then brings me back to what the answer is going to be. Or if I pick two, does it like three options, and then it brings me back to what it's supposed to be? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Where it's not really a choice. We'll see if that more in effect down the road.
Like your friend here, have been sowing destruction throughout the range for days. I've seen few firsthand, but that isn't because they've gone. Rather, I believe they have become visibility deficient.
I always find it funny when game companies take a lot of the NPCs and they cover their faces so they don't have to do the animations and stuff, but underneath they're still doing the animations. I always find it funny, though.
Oh, there's no such thing as invisibility. I can only theorize that their visual forms were sent out of phase when they haphazardly tampered with pressurized N-rays.
Their actions are inexcusable. Science allows us to unveil the wonder of the rifts. We do not disrespect it. Now, is there any science
I have to say, the cloth actually moving is actually pretty good physics.
around here we can use to find and kill them?
It's a shame the facility is in shambles. We have an N-ray scanner device that may render the cultists far easier for one to locate. The scanner is an optical device designed to detect electrical signals and the N-rays given off by all living beings. Visible or not, the cultists still give off N-rays. It was stored nearby. But with the damage to the facility, you'll likely need to use the maintenance vent on the wall there behind the screen to get anywhere near it. Don't worry. I'll just be here, in my deepening puddle of blood.
Yeah, the textures and stuff on all the stuff looks pretty good. The lighting seems pretty good, too. I hate when they play and they go into slow motion. They're like, they're trying to make it like cinematic. Just play the game. No one does this. When you and I go through this tunnel, we're moving at double, triple speed, unless they're stopping them from doing it. You know what I mean? Like in the game.
Fear not, my brethren. The eyes of the unworthy cannot behold our transcendent forms.
He's got his companion behind him as well.
There's the N-ray scanning device the scientist was talking about.
You talk about grounded?
Enemy spotted. Homicide always cheers me up.
We're in Batman. Why are we in Batman vision? I'm confused there.
Enemy spotted.
Is it because it's too dark?
Enemy spotted.
Okay, you're putting the visor on to see them. Okay.
fires me up.
I always find it a weird choice. And again, this doesn't knock down points. Batman Arkham did this, right? It annoyed the shit out of me. Okay? Where you have this beautifully rich looking game, and then you put this visor on and it turns to shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously you're not playing, it's just a mission, it's just a thing that you're putting on in the game, so it's not a big deal. But I always find it weird that you're like, yeah, I'm gonna put this visor on, and now I'm gonna make everything look like crap. No, I get it. I understand what it is here. As a designer, what I'm saying is as a dev, you make all these like rich textures and all this stuff, and then you make an invisible guy, and you're like, the only way you see them is when they're red. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying.
Is that you, Presiding Bishop? I'm sorry, I haven't had time to clean up. It's so hard to get bloodstains out of our uniforms.
How do you know that that person's not a bad guy right there?
You can use it to see the wires connecting this door to the nearest override panel. Try not to electrocute yourself. Don't worry. I'll just be here in my deepening puddle of blood.
And I don't think this is a full price game, by the way. I think this is priced around 40 or 50 bucks, if I'm not mistaken. Unless they do what they did for Avowed, and they charge the I think a game like this, again, I don't know how big this is, but the last game I would say is about 50 bucks. $60? That's, well, I guess if the regular games are 70, 60 would be it. You know what I mean? It is cheaper, but I still think it's around a $50 game. Avowed should be about 50 bucks. It shouldn't be 70. I wish I had this in real life. Instead of like a stud finder, you just put a visor on. You can see all your x-ray through your walls and stuff. That'd be great.
That should do it. Let's get on with the killing.
You've opened the way forward. Very good work.
Skyrim was overhyped? Oh, God. Travis is going back. He's having a lapse moment. Wait a minute. Did I miss... Did it say something on that note? Hold on a second.
Opened the way forward. Very good work. Very...
Where was that note? No? Why did he kill her? I didn't read the note, so.
You've opened the way forward. Very good work.
Oh, she's red. Did the note say that she was bad?
That's just the taste of what's to come. In
I mean,
the
I
Outer
thought she was
Worlds
bad.
2, and what we're covering in this month's IGN
But
first.
I'm a little confused. I'm gonna go back for a second. Where was that note? Like, look how you play this. Like, come on, you can't. Like, how slow do you have to
That
move?
should do
You
it.
see the wires attaching.
Get
it.
on with the killing.
That's weird. Apparently, I missed it somewhere. It's actually pretty cool. All right, we'll leave it at there. All right, let's go back to the article here. Let's see if it says something else in the article. Okay, it says that the DNA has always been a part of the first-person RPG. The Outer Worlds 2 has more solidified systems compared to the first game, like the true stealth system and better tools to make the playable playstyle viable, including effective melee weapons and skills to make the silent takedowns possible. Take, for example, the health bar above the enemy's heads. There's a purple color readout that also displays now how damage is also stealth attack will do, helping you judge whether or not you can also get a one-hit kill or even worth pouncing on your other target. Enemies will also detect dead bodies and alert guards, but you can also quickly clean up if you have also the skill of the bodies on the spot. Okay. Later, the quest, you can also pick up an N-ray scanner, which lets you see certain objects in the NPC enemies through walls, while also crucial to finding important parts of more involved environmental puzzles. It's also important that the tool for the stealth and combat, there's also enemies throughout the N-ray facility who cloak themselves invisible to the naked eye, but not because they escape the lens of the N-ray scanner. If you're not diligent about using the cloak, enemies can easily run up on you. And just one example is on how the addition of gadgets that add a little wrinkle to the gameplay. There are also several interlocking systems of the factor into how you're able to play, learning more of the RPG elements that make up a specific character build. So stealth and more immersive sim sensibilities aren't the only way of gameplay is expanding in the Outer Worlds 2. Improving gunplay was also a major focus for Obsidian, citing Destiny as a touchstone. Well, that's good. If the gunplay feels like a Destiny, that's bold. Good gunplay should also feel like. Not that the game is going to turn into an all-out shooter, but it also plays closer to how a first-person game with firearms should play. Hell, if they get to Borderlands-style gunplay, I'll be okay with that. You see an example of this to approach the N-ray facility movement when you also go into guns blazing. Movement has also been tweaked in component gunplay, as well as letting you also be more nimble to do things like a sprint slide, while also aiming down the sights and like an action hero. And you can also return a tactical time dilation. The bullet time fantasy is also, again, an effective part of your combat rotation. We were also we were able to throwables, which also no means of revolutionary for the game like this, but it's also there's inclusion of this time around. You can also have another tool that you can also weave into your arsenal and also do something sick like tossing a grenade, actively TTD, and shooting the grenade midair and have them blow up unsuspecting enemies. Oh, that's cool. So you could throw a grenade, shoot it in the air, and explode around the... That's interesting. There isn't much to share on the story front as of yet, let alone the context around the quest of the N-ray facility, but we do see how the conversation have been tweaked slightly in the sequel. In the gameplay video above, there's also a moment we confront an NPC named Exemplar Foxworthy, who survived the cultist takeover in the place. She's bleeding out, and you can also help patch her up based on the medical stats, or respond depending on the gun or melee stats. Although we couldn't dig into the companions in more detail, it's part of the highlights of the new companion. Former cultist, also a bit frantic, but joins you seamlessly to help undo what they've done. Many of these elements were also part of the original Outer Worlds in some of the form. Outer Worlds 2 looks to be a fully realized version and trying to build on with the first one. In addition to checking out the early, it has also conversations with the folks of Obsidian to get the insight of tons of new features and also vision that drove the sequel. It seems keen on the wielding the RPG roots of the studio's past, while considering what modern first-person RPGs can also be in vein of Fallout, and also, to be clear, often referred to as Fallout New Vegas as a touchstone when making Outer Worlds 2. So my hopes are certainly high. Just a taste of what's to come in the Outer Worlds 2, and it's also covering in months of IGN. So there you go. So it seems like, and what we always say about games, if you come out with a sequel, you want to, or not even a sequel, if you're a person that wants to make an RPG, right? So let's say someone sees this for the first time and sees Outer Worlds 2, and they're like, man, I loved Outer Worlds 2. I want to make a game just like that. You want to come up to the bar of Outer Worlds 2, and then you want to go above a little bit. And that's what it seems like they've done here, right? So Outer Worlds 1, they've hit the bar of what Outer Worlds 1 was, and then they made quality of life improvements inside of Outer Worlds 2, making it hopefully a better experience for people that didn't maybe liked Outer Worlds 1, but said, you know what, it was missing a couple things. Maybe they've added those things now to make it a better game. I'm excited for this. Right? This is another game that I'm interested in, and I would have purchased this. I purchased the first one, but now it's on Game Pass. So obviously, if we try it on Game Pass, we like it on Game Pass, we might purchase it afterwards. I purchase a lot of games off of Game Pass, ones that I want to complete or play after the fact as well. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think about Outer Worlds 2. Does it look good to you? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let me know in the comment section down below if you're watching this after the fact. If you're watching this live, let me know in the live chat. Do you like Outer Worlds series? Do you not like Outer Worlds series? Let me know. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and if you like what I do here, check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. Let me go to this real fast. That way I can mark it. All right, let me scroll back up here. Shoot a grenade? Wow, how forward thinking. I mean, you couldn't do it before. Now you can do it now. It might not be a big thing, but you can do it. I'm not going to be like, "Oh my god, you could shoot a grenade?" I'm totally getting the game. No, it's just something like, "Oh, that's cool. That's cool." Robert Jones says, "This is why I play broken, buggy messes. It's fun as hell. It's Minecraft with Dino Pokemon." Oh, you're talking about Ark? That's why you play Ark? Nate Dizzle says, Outer Worlds is on Game Pass. I'll try it out. Another game that it's also probably wouldn't have if I tried it if I wasn't on Game Pass. That's another reason a lot of, it's like if it was at Blockbuster, right? If it's at the Red Box, give it a shot. If you like it, then you go pick it up. Argus says, fair enough on the Dino Crisis. I never played it, but I know it's a lot of fans, and they want more again these days. I played Ark a shit ton when it first came out, but then I stopped. That and Conan. I play a lot of Conan as well. Now, I'll agree with you there, right? I don't know about Outer Worlds 2, but Outer Worlds 1, I don't think was worth the $60. $50, I would say the most for that type of game. But now, you can get 60. It went on sale pretty fast afterwards, though. I'll agree with you there. I don't think it's worth the 60 as well. Travis says 30. I just posted to you in general. All right, let me check it out. Oh, and if you guys, anyone can join our Discord, by the way. Our Discord's open to everybody. Just like a general chat and like submitted stories and whatnot. But if you want to join our Discord server and want to go above like other, communities open, other message boards and stuff open, if you become a member. And once you become a member, you're always allowed in our Discord regardless if you continue your membership or not. It's been like that from the very beginning. So if you are a member of the channel, you can link it up to our Discord, open up the Discord, and once you're a member once, all the things are opened up to you. So Let's see. What is this thing you sent me, Breezy? In a brief, determining the most consumer-friendly company between Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo is subjective. Oh, you want me to read that? Okay, I'll read that in a second. Where wins meet. All right, so you want me... Let me read this, what you've put here. Okay. Breezy says, Nintendo is often seen as consumer-friendly due to its family-friendly focus, durable hardware, and emphasis on gameplay, innovation, and generally good consumer support. However, the pricing of first-party games can be high, and their online services have historically lagged behind competitors. Okay, Sony offers more powerful hardware, an extensive game library, and mature online service. However, there is an initial cost that can be higher, and some users have reported complexities with repairs. Okay. Microsoft stands out for the value-oriented services like Xbox Game Pass, strong backwards compatibility, a growing ecosystem with Windows PC. They also offer more budget-friendly console options. Ultimately, the most consumer-friendly depends on individual priorities such as budget, game preferences, and desired services. So this is from ChatGPT. Got it. So even the robot knows. Even the Sentinel Bean knows. Let's see here. First 48 says they lied to me for 2 years and pushed Starfield to get B to constantly resub. That's not consumer friendly. I'm not even going to touch that one. I'm not even going to touch that one. That is a personal issue. That is a personal issue. Did you sub every month thinking that the next month it was coming? The next month it was coming? The next month it was coming? That's all I'll say about that. Does sound like ChatGPT. Arca says, wise choice. Another $100 or $100 million or 100 million of you. And you'll also be able to shift the industry on any whim. Yeah, if you just don't buy something, day one, watch how much the price drops on stuff. But people don't want to do that. They're impulse buyers. They'll buy it because they have to be the first to play it. They have to be the first to make a video of it. They got to be the first to tell their friends. That's the reason. I'm pretty sure Outer Worlds 1 is on Game Pass. I would assume it is. Roadkill says, I'm walking my dog down the road in Massachusetts, and I just walked by a Bummer Funeral Home. That's the name of the funeral home? Bummer? Man, Bummer Funeral Home. It's definitely a bummer. Is that their motto? We know it's a bummer, but here at Bummer Funeral Home, we'll take care of you. Roadkill said, yeah, I paid $120 for Suicide Squad. Oh, man. I felt bad. I felt bad for my brother-in-law. When he gave that, he showed it to me on Christmas. He's like, yeah, I pre-ordered this for you. I was like, why? I didn't say that out loud. I said that in my head. I was like, oh, thanks. And I was just like, brought him to the side because I didn't want his wife to get upset. I was like, do me a favor. Don't buy me stuff like this. I was like, don't do it. I said, one, if I buy stuff myself, it's a tax write-off, okay, because I do it for a business. And then two, I was like, don't do this because now I feel obligated because I have to. You know what I'm saying? So, especially the bigger edition. Like now in his head, he thought he was doing something cool, right? He knows I like that type of stuff. He knows I like gaming. He's being an awesome brother-in-law. But for me, I was like, oh, Jesus. Give me a heart attack. Roadkill says, I know it's a bummer. Yeah, let's go. It's a Bummer Funeral Home. Kyle says they gave the Outer World 1 Spacer's Choice for free on Epic Game Store, which comes with all the DLC. Oh, nice. Arga says, tell him just buy you a consoles you don't have accessories like controllers instead of something. Yeah, hey, can you buy me a Nintendo Switch 2 at the really extraordinary price that I'm not going to use? Yeah, Robert Jones. Yeah, tell me to get you a Switch 2. I honestly don't want one. I honestly don't want one. I don't want one, Jones, just because of the fact that I said it jokingly yesterday. Not jokingly, being serious. Like, I want people to buy. Yeah, go out and buy the $700 Switch 2. Do it. Go buy the $700 Switch 2. Go buy the $80 video game. And then test out that stuff for me. Test out the Switch. So when the Joy-Cons break or the screen breaks and the OLED comes out the following year, and then that's a lower price. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll move the price down. They've done it before. They'll do it again. So please, go buy the expensive version. Test it out for us. So then later down the road, we actually get a better product. You don't think they do that? They do that with fucking video games. You don't think they're doing that with the actual hardware? Trevor says, Trevor. Why do I keep saying Trevor? Travis says, where wins meets looks good. And also PlayStation 5 and PC, so you know, consumer friendly, right? Hey, if it's on two systems, that's fine. That's fine. Did they announce the battery life for Switch 2? Yeah, it's bad. That's what they announced. No, they didn't announce it. There's no official announcement. There's no official announcement of what the battery life is. We won't know that until later. They're keeping it a secret, like the price, right? They're like, the battery life, it could be better, but we'll keep you on your toes. Quintar says, I smell reverse psychology. Nah, I don't want the Switch 2. Just kidding. No, there's no reverse psychology. I don't want the Switch 2. I didn't buy the Switch 1 when it came out. I waited 2.5 years before I bought it. First 48 says Nintendo had already said that Switch 2 has a smaller battery. Smaller battery or smaller battery life? Those are two different things. It can have a smaller battery, but it can have better battery life. Did they physically come out and say that it has worse battery life? Please tell me where that is. Someone send me an article that says the battery life of Switch 2 is worse than Switch 1. Please someone show me that. Smaller battery and battery life. Please link that article. I would love to read that so we actually have official confirmation. I don't see anything. No one submitted smaller battery life for the Switch. Let me see. Nope. No one's posted anything on the battery life. Kraken says source. I made it up. At least it's a source. Argus says there better be a small quantum atom inside there. Like, yeah, it's on the back. It's Tony Stark's arc reactor on the back of the Switch 2. It's a small arc reactor inside of the thing. First says Switch 2, 5220 megahertz, okay, or ampage, compared to the original Switch was 4310. So if I had to go by that assumption, right, first, right, greater than, less than, Switch 2 has more, bigger number over here, greater than Switch 1, lower end number over here. Now my math, I don't want to assume, okay? I'm assuming that the battery life is better than the first one. It could be smaller, but is there official reports of them saying that the battery life is worse than the first? Oh, that's good. That's good.
You serious?
That's great. 5 points. 5 points for Crowded House for the C button. I stands for cuck. Is that true? Argus says, I think if there was any excitement for the Switch 2 console for a lot of people, there's smeared shit all over the excitement with those game price announcements. Look, I think there's a lot of people that are excited for it. I think a lot of people are going to buy it. I just don't think after that initial sales of the Switch 2 being sold to the people that are the hardcore fans, the sales are going to drop off a cliff. Travis says, 5 points for Slytherin. Waterbear says you need a subscription that you have to pay for yearly to use the C button for the console that you purchased. Well, let's be fair. You don't have to pay it for the first 10 months. They're giving you free access to the cuck button for 10 months. Okay, you get free access to the cuck button for 10 months. And then afterwards, you got to pay for the cuck button. Kylo says, with the new tech in the machine, I can see the battery life, although bigger, being about the same. Or if you're playing Cyberpunk, it'll probably die in 2 hours. That might all be true. My question was, Kylo, is there official statement saying that the battery life is less than the first one? That's the question. Kraken says they should have just gotten Don Matrix to unveil the Switch 2. He's like, what, you guys can't afford a thing? Yeah, you couldn't afford the just buy an Xbox 360. He comes back out, you just buy an Xbox 360. That's the worst thing to say, by the way. And now Nintendo said, well, that's why we have the Switch 2. They didn't say, well, if you can't afford it, that's why we have a Switch 2. They just said, well, that's why we have a Switch. That's why we have the regular Switch. They basically did, I'm just saying, people were following suit of the last place team in the consoles, right? Hear me out. Hear me out. Okay. Xbox came out with an S and X at the exact same time. High end, low end. Okay. PlayStation comes out with their regular one and then makes a high end one. So now the PlayStation 5 Pro and the PlayStation 5. They have the high end and low end. And now the Switch has the Switch 2, which is the low end and the high end consoles. It's amazing. I'm not saying they're copying. I'm just saying, Roadkill earlier said, yeah, like they're going to follow suit of Microsoft. And yet here we are. Here we are. Now each company has a low-end, high-end console. Minus the cuck button on the Switch 1. That's right. Minus the cuck button. Post in Discord? Okay. Okay. Nintendo confirms disappointing Switch 2 details. Okay. Let's read this. Did we read this the other day? I don't know if we read this. We didn't read this. This picture looks familiar, though. Maybe I saw it just scrolling through. Okay, Switch 2 boasted impressive upgrades, but has worse battery life. Okay, is this official, or is this just their notes? Okay, Switch 2 battery life approximately 2 to 6.5 hours, depending on the game. And the latest Switch 1 models have battery lives of approximately 4.5 to 9 hours. For comparison, okay. Now, hold on a second now. You got to compare the original Switch that came out 7 years ago to the new Switch that came out now. Now, obviously, the battery life at the end of the Switch 1 is better because now there's the OLED. There's a whole bunch of other stuff. It's not the same tech. It's not the same tech, right? So you have to compare the launch of the first one compared to the launch of the second one, not the end tail of the first one compared to the first of the second one. Yes, the tech is better, but it's also worse because now there's 7 years of development to make the Switch 1 better, plus OLED and plus all other stuff. All right, so Nintendo has confirmed the Switch 2 will have worse battery life on average than the original Switch 1 console. The Nintendo Switch 2 is a powerful new home console handheld hybrid that is set to launch on June 5th. And Nintendo Switch 2 will launch with exclusive games like Mario Kart World and Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour for $10. $10 for the instruction manual, with the wide variety of multi-platform third-party titles set to be available on the system. In terms of power, the Switch 2 is significantly upgraded over its predecessor. It also boosts a larger screen, the ability to play some games up to 120 frames per second, 4K resolution when docked, and all kinds of other bells and whistles, like the cuck button. I'm going to keep using that, okay, House? The console fancies new features come with premium price tag to match with the Switch 2 retailing for $449.99 when it launches on June 5th. The Switch 2 is superior to the original Switch in nearly every way except one. Okay, it's been confirmed that the Switch 2 battery life is a downgrade when comparing to the original Switch. According to Nintendo, the Switch 2 battery life is approximately 2 to 6.5 hours, depending on the games being played. Less demanding games won't be as much of a drain on the Switch 2 battery life, but playing bigger or more graphically intensive titles like Cyberpunk 2077, for instance, will drain the battery a lot quicker. The Switch 2's battery life is slightly worse than what the Switch 1 launch model's battery life. Now, see, that's what I wanted to hear right there. That's the one I wanted to hear right there. So the Switch 2's battery life is slightly worse than what the Switch 1 launch model battery life was. Amazing. Amazing. Okay? So, wasn't calling 48 out. I just need to see proof. I need to see proof of the stuff when they say it. Just show me proof so we can say it and show it. Okay? So now, okay, now that's fucking retarded. You're selling a machine, okay, for $100 more, $150 more than the launch Switch originally launched, and this one has worse battery life. The original Switch battery life was estimated to be 2.5 to 6.5 hours, while the later models managed to improve the battery life to 4.5 to 9 hours. With the Switch 1's battery life having improved so much with the newer models, we definitely disappointed to taking a step back with the Switch 2. That being said, those that plan on playing the Switch 2 docked won't be impacted by this at all. Well, no shit. Yeah, great. If you walk around with an extension cord, you have no problem if you're always plugged in. Yeah, it's not a problem if you're plugged in. Thanks, dimwit. That being said, those that plan on playing Switch 2 docked won't be implemented. It's possible that future Switch 2 hardware revisions will improve the console's battery life. Not unlikely that we've seen that happen in the original Switch. The Switch 2 doesn't have an OLED screen, so maybe eventually the Switch 2 OLED will come out with better battery life. Oh, yeah, please. Please pay $550, $600, $700 all over the world for this new Switch for worse battery life than a thing that's 8 years old. Amazing. Amazing. Waterbear says Nintendo's about to screw their fans with this one. They did a big one with the Switch 2 indeed. It's amazing. I'd rather buy 50 pounds of edibles and have a better time in the real outer worlds. Crowd says, don't worry. They'll release the Switch 2 OLED. Will have a better battery life for a cool $700. Oh, no. No, Crowd, this is what they'll do, right? Because they love screwing the people over, the ones that like them the best. So what's going to happen is let me go into my hold on. I got to go into my thought process. Okay, I'm prediction. Okay. 2 years from now, June of 2027, we'll start hearing murmurs of a Switch 2 upgrade. And the Switch 2 upgrade with the OLED will come out, and that will be the same price that this one is now, and then they will lower the price of the first Switch 2s to a lower price of below $400, so they can get more people to buy the systems, because they have to get people to buy the systems, right? That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. They're not going to raise the prices. They're going to keep the prices exactly where they are. So if the price is $450, $500, the OLED comes out with better battery life for $500, and then those people that all bought this one will move over to this one and buy this one, and then everybody that was waiting for the Switch will buy the older version, so on and so forth. That's what will happen. Waterbear says, 30. I know you said that your wife was thinking of grabbing one. I know you're going to talk her out. Didn't have to, Water. As an adult, my wife, we have a lot of things happening in our life right now, right? We're trying to work on our house. We have to put in a new air conditioning unit. We have the all new Duck unit, which might start next week. So my streaming schedule might be a little off. We're extending a part. We're adding another part of the house, like a room in the house. Okay, so and we're remodeling the kitchen sometime this year. So we're doing in stages because we're adults. Okay, and we have other things to play or do. So we're not buying a Switch. We're not buying a Switch 2. In no way, shape, or form are we buying a Switch 2. Right? The thing I'm saving my money up for, which is why we have the what is it over here? Right? Is why we're having the super chats. Is I'm saving up for a new PC. Okay, I'm saving up for a new PC for streaming. That is my purchase. I am not buying a Nintendo Switch. I am not buying a PlayStation 5. I am not buying the next Xbox handheld. Okay, I'm buying a new PC. That's what I'm putting my money towards. Kraken says 30 is going to switch to a new PC. That's right. I'm going to switch. Yeah, I'm closer to 50 than I am 30. So, I'm 46. I'll be 47 next month. Gaming industry is just sitting on us left and right, or shitting on us, sitting on us. When the last time when they didn't leave a sour taste in our mouth. Look, I don't, you don't, nobody has to buy the new games. Nobody has to buy the new systems. There is plenty of stuff. There's plenty of Dustins out there. That everybody else doesn't need to buy a system. Let Dustin test out the system for you. Robert Jones says, yeah, I might get one in a few years. I just got a Steam Deck. Right? Jones, you're a brand new father, right? Didn't you just have a kid? Right? You can't just, I mean, maybe you can. I don't know your financial situations, but shit changes in life when you have a brand new kid. You know what I mean? Sarge says, don't care anymore. I'm watching it all burn. I love the train wreck. I had my golden age of gaming. I got nothing but time now. And I'm not even giving it to them without a good reason. She's almost 2. Yeah, but what I'm saying, Jones, is that financially, what you could spend on other things, now you have to spend on on your kid. Yeah, Robert Jones says, yeah, I can't do shit now, right? When people start talking about movies and stuff, and I'm like, I don't remember that movie. I was like, that came out? And then I look up the time, and it came out in like 2014, 2015, 2016. I was like, oh, yeah, no, that's when my kid was born. I didn't have time to do shit. Couldn't go to the movies. I was barely up. I was like this the entire time. It's exhausting. Altern says, but the Switch 2 is so good. It has 4K, 60 frames, or 1080 at 120. It has a small screen of controllers that would drift after 2 months at cheap cost of $450 to $500. Plus games will be $80. It's so good. So good. So good. First 48 says screen should be 4K. To no reason, the Switch 2 doesn't have 4K screen. Well, if they put a 4K screen there, 48, that system would be $700. Oh, for sure. $700. I used to eat more than once a week. What do you mean eat out? Is what you're saying. You used to eat out more. If you're not eating, for God's sakes, man, you gotta eat. You mean eat out? That's my only complaint about it, and no achievements. What about the cuck button? What about the no consumer friendly? That's your only complaint? Your only complaint is the 4K and no achievements? Come on, you could add more complaints in there, 48. All right. The next story. I'm not going to use the C button ever. Well, if you pay for the online stuff, you got to at least press it just so you can use it. At least once a month, just press it. You could log out afterwards, but at least press it, right? Can I ask for the version of the non-cuck button on the Switch, right? Like, can I get a version of the Switch 2 without the cuck button? Is that $50 off? Technically, if they gave me $50 off the Xbox or the Switch, and I didn't have to pay for the online, that's $100 savings for the no cuck button. Altern says there's no reason to have a 4K screen when the size is like 7 inches. Like, why? So many pixels. If it's so small, why not? Why not? I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. All right, the next story. If you guys like what I do here, we do this Monday through Thursday. Try to get you a couple hours of just entertainment. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Okay. Almost half of the players who quit Overwatch jumped to Marvel Rivals. I want to know what that number is. Right? I want to know what that number is, but that sounds like a big number, huh? The article says half of the players who quit Overwatch. How many people quit? 2? If 2 people quit, half would be 1. That doesn't sound impressive. But if there's like 100,000 people, okay, and 50,000 people left, it's still not really that impressive, right? But let's read on, okay? Many expected Marvel Rivals to siphon off a number of players away from Overwatch thanks to its latest report from Newzoo on the state of gaming industry. We now know many jumped ship and what percentage of the overall market of Marvel Rivals is it hands-on, okay? So even Overwatch Classic did almost nothing to stop Marvel Rivals. According to the latest gaming industry report from Newzoo, 45% of Overwatch 2 players who stopped playing in December of 2024 played Marvel Rivals instead. After hitting a very high peak in daily active users when it launched in early access in October of 2022, Overwatch 2's numbers dipped over the next year and a half after stagnating throughout 2024. The game's numbers got even lower in December when Marvel Rivals launched. The Overwatch Classic event temporarily increased player engagement by 12%, but this was also followed by a 26% decline, and that considered it with Marvel Rivals launch. Despite releasing in the last month of 2024, Marvel Rivals was one of the most played games of the year. It had the 8th highest shares total playtime on Steam in 2024 and was the 3rd highest amongst 2024 release beyond Helldivers 2 and Palworld. Amongst all most played free-to-play games in 2024 released on Steam on PlayStation 5 and Xbox, Marvel Rivals is the only game that has not shut down or more than 90% below its peak monthly average users. Free-to-play game playtime reportedly grew 2024, and Marvel Rivals was also a major part of that. Marvel Rivals was the 2nd highest source of growth in free-to-play game playtime amongst new releases in 2024, just behind the first Descendant. It's worth noting, though, that the first Descendant released several months before Marvel Rivals did, and according to the current Steam player numbers, Marvel Rivals is currently drastically outpacing it. Okay, Marvel Rivals numbers on Steam have been slowly declining since launch, but that's normal against any game. Okay, but surge would occur in just a matter of days when Season 2 starts. Will it finish 2025 as one of the most played games of the year? Let us know down below. 100%. 100%. Even if it has small little, like, bumps, if a consistent player base plays this throughout the year. So let's look up the numbers real fast, right? Let's look up the numbers. Let's see. Marvel Rivals Steam charts. Okay, so 644. Let's just go to the last 3 months, right? So obviously this is normal, okay? But you see a little bump that happened here, right? So we had 644,000, then it went down, and then boom, the next season started in February, and it went up to 437,000. Then they came back for the players, you know, for the Fantastic Four, whatever. And then here's the other season, and then boom, halfway through March, that's when the next people came. So it went half, right? Well, it lost 200,000. So from 644,000 to 437,000 to 271,000. So what's going to happen here is now this is the between this point and this point, or I should say this point and this point, okay? When new season starts, this will shoot up. This will shoot up between 271,000 to 437,000, all depending, again, speculation, my thoughts, okay? I think you'll get somewhere around here, all depending on the characters coming in, okay? All depending on the characters. So, for instance, right now we know it's Emma Frost and Ultron. So for Emma Frost, we might see it hit back up to 271. It might go up a little bit above that to maybe like 300,000. But when Ultron comes in, you might get it to back up to around the 400,000 mark, okay? Down the road, when they add like Professor X or they add Gambit or they add someone else that's a bigger character in the game, it will shoot back up to this point. And if they add like a PvE game mode or some sort of event or they add Blade back in, that's going to be another influx. And when the influx happens, when you have 437,000 people come back to the game, or you have 277,000 or 71,000, anywhere between that, if it's just for a week and those people are constantly playing and this number for the 24-hour peak stays at that for a week, that's a lot more views, that's a lot more playtime. So by the end of the year, because this is a live service game, because every 6 weeks they're coming back in, and every month after this season, they're adding a brand new character, by the end of the year, this will be one, if not the top 3 most played games in 2025. Okay? But that's just my thoughts. What do you guys think in the comment section down below? Please make sure you share, like, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the live chat. Do you think by the end of 2025, will Marvel Rivals, will it still be here? Will it be in the top played games on Steam charts by the end of the year? Do you think it'll be top 1? Do you think it'll stay in the top 5? Let me know in the live chat. Let me know. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and if you like what I do here, check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. Yeah, I think you bring in more X-Men characters, right? It's gonna blow up. You bring Deadpool in, boom. Right? You're going to get a lot more people to come in. Then you get the influx. Not only do you get the influx of people that want to play Deadpool or want to play Professor X, okay, or want to, whoever it is, Gambit, but then you're going to get an influx of people that pay for money because they're excited about that character and they want to buy that cool skin, right? So not only are you getting new users, right, new users, but then you get people that, if they're new people waiting for that character to come in, okay, new user acquisition is the best. That's what the companies are looking for. And it doesn't matter if a company that wants you to stay there and play for 6 months straight, or if you just come in for that one event, or you just come in for that one character. This is why in the very beginning, before Marvel Rivals even came out, I said they got to put as many characters in as possible if they want to keep this thing going, okay? Because if you're waiting for Juggernaut, if you're waiting for Cyclops, if you're waiting for whoever your favorite character is, Cyclops comes in the game, all of a sudden you've never played Marvel Rivals before, but all of a sudden you're a Cyclops fan. Marvel Rivals has a new person now. They have a new acquisition into the thing. You now play the game for free to play. Now you're like, oh man, this is fun. You might have thought it was not fun before, but now it's fun to you because your favorite character is now in the game. Now you start playing the game, and you're like, oh man, did you see that cosmetic? Oh, that blue and yellow, that traditional Cyclops one, right? That's $20 from you right there, right? Now because you put your time in because you're playing the actual game because you like that character, now you maybe pay another $10 for the season pass that doesn't expire as long as you pay for it. So now you're in for $30. Now you're in for $30. Now you got other things coming in, right? Because now as you're going through the battle pass, you're getting that currency, and that currency you're saving up, and you're like, oh man, maybe I could buy something else down the road. Now they have you, right? Now they have you. And this is just a one-off. So a free-to-play game, a new consumer comes in, might get that for the character. Characters are all free, but you might buy it for the cosmetic. You might buy the season pass. They might engage you and where you keep the player numbers up. And if you just keep the player numbers up, that's like my YouTube channel, right? If my YouTube channel says like 100 people that are not watching happen to come across it, they're like, oh, there's 100 people watching, right? So they start playing, okay? It's this snowball effect that happens. They're like, oh, there's 105 people watching. Oh, there's 120 people watching. Why am I watching? Why are those 105 people watching, right? And that's what happens. That's why you want to hit the like button. That's why you want to hit the, right? That's why you want the comment. That's why you want all this stuff to happen, because engagement's engagement. If it's someone that's spending money on the cosmetic, if they're playing time inside the actual game, if they're taking screenshots, if they're doing Twitter, if they're doing Facebook, if they're doing Twitch, whatever it is, right? All of these things matter for games like this. So I think in the future, this game's going to last minimum 2 years. At the end of this year, they're going to reevaluate the 12 characters they put in. They're going to see, was it worth the time? I'm assuming they think it's worth the time. And the reason for this is they were going to put 10 characters in, okay? But then they changed their mind. Now they're putting 12 characters in the first year, meaning that's one a month on average. Why would they do that? Why do you think they would change their mind by putting more characters in instead of less characters in? Well, that was because of this is going up and they're showing interest in the characters. Okay, well, if they put more characters in, it's more opportunity to get more people to play the game. Is more opportunity for them to make money off the cosmetics, off the battle passes, off the story, whatever it is. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments section down below. All right, chat. Let me see what you guys are saying. Let's see. Wonder who else is sees the cosmic invasion because the game appeals to comic nerds for me and the gamer nerd of me. I think that game will sell well, but it's not going to be like 10 million units or anything like that, right? Like, I don't know what Teenage Mutant Turtles sold. Do we have those numbers? Did they ever share those numbers? I don't know if I said Water Bear. I meant to say Travis. Did they ever share those numbers for what's that game called? It's not Turtles in Time. What is that? What is that arcade? Shredder's Revenge? Is that what it's called? Yeah, Shredder's Revenge. Teenage Mutant Turtles Revenge has sold over 1 million copies around the world. So they share the numbers, 1 million copies. I can see the X-Men game doing about the same. About a 1.1, 1.5, something along the lines of that. Let's see. Oh, and mind you, I didn't even say this during my whole little rant there. Okay. Now this is a big if. This is a big what if. If Thunderbolts comes out and starts to appeal to people again, and then Fantastic Four comes out and starts to appeal people again, and then Avengers Doomsday comes out next year and it starts to catch people on fire again about the Marvel brand, this game benefits dramatically. Okay? If we've turned a corner, not that I want to get political in any way, shape, or form, but if we've turned a corner in society where we're going back to what it was before 10 years ago, okay, where they're starting to respect the lore and going back to the ways before because the other thing failed, and it starts to turn around, then that will benefit everything, right? Marvel films will get back up in money. They'll do good in the box office again. If that does well in the box office, then the games will start doing well again, right? It's a hand-in-hand thing. If it doesn't, well, then we're in the exact same boat we're in now. Regardless, Marvel Rivals is very successful, okay? And it could be a lot more successful if it starts to turn a corner. Dustin says, I feel like Doomsday will be the worst Marvel movie. I don't know. That's a big shoes to fill. We have such grand films as Black Widow, and we have Agatha the Show. We have Echo the Show. We have the Eternals. We have Ant-Man and Quantumania. Like, there's a lot of bad movies out there, Dustin. That would be a financial travesty if it did it. I don't know if it'll be the worst. Financially, I don't think it'll be the worst. Let's see. Did you see Robert Downey Jr.'s birthday invitation scandal? I did not. Can you give me the quick download here? Too long to read type of thing?
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
Jerry.
All right. Let's see what else we got going on here. We got the 5 Reasons done, the Outer Worlds done, the PlayStation. It's about that time to surf the web. Let's see what's happening on Twitter. Crowded says, so it has to imagine of him as Doom, and it looks awful. People are nervous. It might be the real suit for the movie. Yikes. Oh, can you post that? Do we have what the suit looks like? I don't think I've seen anything. Nope. Here, I'll type it in. Oh, this. I didn't see this. This was an invitation. This is the invitation you're talking about? Is he 60? He's turning 60? I hope that's not the costume. I mean, I'm not gonna read too much into it. Yeah, I'm not going to read too much into it. I do think it's a cool comic thing, right? 60 cents. April 4th, his birthday, 1965. I like what they did here for the invitation. I hope that's not the. I hope that's not it. I'm not going to go too far into that. He looks good for 60. He looks good for 60. Eclipse says, "Oh, please be the costume. Please, you can do it." Yeah, I'm not gonna connect the dots until it actually happens and be like, oh, yeah. I really believe. God, the more I think about it, Crowded, I really wish they didn't tell us that Robert Downey Jr. was Dr. Doom. I wish they just brought Dr. Doom on the stage and said Dr. Doom is going to be in the next Avengers, but not tell us the actor. God, it would be so much better, man. So much better. You wouldn't know who it is. You would see him on screen. You're like, I wonder who that is. I wonder who that is. And then all the theories out there, all the stuff. You know what I'm saying? That would have been so much. It would have been a Darth Vader moment. It would. I believe it would have been a Darth Vader moment. It would have been that Darth Vader, I'm your father, Luke. It would be really hard, though. Like, let me say this. It would have been really, really hard because there's so many people taking studio shots or on film sets, and they leak footage all the time. So it would have been really hard. But if you could keep it a secret and not show anybody and no one leaked anything, it would have been mind-blowing when it happened. But now it's like, now it doesn't feel as good. Yeah, it would have been probably impossible to keep a secret, but still, at least let it happen. At least let it happen then naturally, not tell us like that. Kraken says, well, they're desperate, so they had to use the bait. I guess, but you could have just said Dr. Doom's coming. That would have been enough bait. Imagine that world that we would have lived in if it was a secret. And you're watching the film, and at the end of the first movie, Doomsday, right? At the end of that one, we still don't know. They introduce him. You're like, oh shit, Dr. Doom's in it. Some shit happens at the end of that, and then the next film, we find out in the very beginning, or maybe at the very end of this movie, we find out it's Robert Downey Jr. You'll be like, oh my god, because your brain would melt because you're like, wait a minute, is that Tony Stark? Did he go back when we were watching Endgame and he went back in time and did something, and this is it would have been awesome. Instead, we're like, yeah, okay, it's Robert Downey Jr. I still believe that he is Doom and he's also Tony Stark. Tony Stark is alive. Yeah, he's short. Robert Downey Jr. is short. Yeah, he does a lot of his scenes and stuff on Apple boxes. Doomsday didn't tip people off. No, but you could say Dr. Doom. You know what I mean? We know that he's going to be in the thing, but I don't want to know the person. I don't want to know the actor that's playing Dr. Doom. Keep it a secret. He's got to be at the end cutscene. He's got to be at the tail end cutscene or something. 48. Travis says it would have been the Minecraft chicken jockey. I don't know if you guys actually, you know what we'll do? Have you guys seen? Here, I'll play this for you. Hold on a second. I will play this for you. Just so you can see what the fuck is going on inside movie theaters. Okay. Okay. Let me stop this. And I'm gonna play. This morning I made a chicken jockey song. It played in the beginning of the show. We're gonna play it again. Okay. And on screen, I'm gonna have the compilation of what's happening in movie theaters. Okay. All right. Let me I want you to see what's happening in the theaters, okay? We'll start it right about here. We'll start at about a minute 24 inside. We'll watch a little bit. And you know what? Yeah, that's what we'll do. Okay. I want you, we're going to play it. Okay.
Riding the wave of a weight ignites a baby zombie rides and the crowd takes flight.
Watch what's happening.
Jack Black roars fierce with a wicked grin. Chicken jockey, he belts. Let the madness begin. Popcorn rains down a theater storm. Kids lose their minds. It's the wild new norm. From LA to jaw drops, fans spend their cash. TikTok explodes, the clips go wild. Every jockey chance got the world beguiled. Cops storming, yo, keep it chill. But the crowd's too lit, they're loving the thrill. Coast to coast, the tail's unbound. Chicken jockey wears the crown. Chicken jockey steals the show. Ruling the screens where the legends grow. Scream it loud, let the frenzy fly. Minecraft fever's hitting the sky. Hands at high, feet hit the ground. This viral beats the talk of the town. Chicken jockey blaze the trail. Movie madness will prevail. Gen Z's Rocky, a cult reborn. Dance in the aisles, rewrite the norm. Snacks hit the air, the vibes unreal. Minecraft soul with the blockbuster feel. Box office booms, 300 mil strong.
Oh my God.
Chicken jockey reigns, we sing along. Chicken jockey steal the show. Ruling the screens where the legends grow. Scream it loud, let the frenzy fly. Minecraft fever's hitting the sky. Hands up high, feet hit the ground. This viral beats the talk of the town.
Chicken jockey.
Movie madness will prevail. Grab your crew, storm the seats. Chicken jockeys where the heartbeats meet. Every town, the myth descends. A Minecraft saga that never ends. Chicken jockey. We'll set it clear.
The whole arena erupts.
Okay, Stitch.
It gets out of hand. It gets out of hand. Hold on, let me get to the. Okay, when you start throwing shit all over the fountain, there's videos out there of people bringing these giant bags of confetti and stuff.
Silence! Hey, shut up! Gotcha, bro. Actually, stop talking.
It is so ridiculous. It is so ridiculous. There's just compilation after compilation of Chicken Jockey. You don't have to understand it. You don't have to understand it. First, it's like, I don't... what's the point? Have fun. First phrase says is that brain is really just them throwing the food and drinks around. The drinks is what the fucked up part is. Let's be honest, right? Popcorn on the ground, I don't think. I mean, obviously, I'm not saying it's fine for the fucking workers that work there and they have to clean up after it. They got to pick up junk afterwards anyway, okay? But it's obscure. It's ridiculous the amount that they have to pick up. And when you throw fucking soda, it gets everywhere, man. At least popcorn is dry and you can pick it up. You bring a shop vac in and do it. I honest to God, if I was a theater owner, I would kick every other movie out of the theater, right? I would kick out everybody else, and I would double down on this. I would let people, you just tell them, you throw a soda, you're fucking out, okay? And you're gonna pay for the damages. Sell fucking confetti, sell popcorn, make every theater show it in the theater, whatever it is. If you have a 20 megaplex, you put all of Minecraft in for one Saturday. You let everyone and their mother come into the theater, okay? You sell the confetti, you sell the popcorn, they throw a fucking drink, they're out, okay? Because that's going above and beyond. But if I let you come into my theater, okay, and I'm giving you, hey, you guys have a blast, man. Here's some confetti, here's some stuff. Rocky Horror Picture Show is what it is, okay? It's a meme. Dip into it, let it be, let the people have fun. And if everybody's there to watch Minecraft, that's what it is, right? People were complaining on the theaters next door that they were making too much noise. They're like, I can't watch my movie. Yeah, soda's a fucking mess, right? 100%. If they're throwing soda, that's fucked up. First says, I'm fine with people having fun. No problem there. I'm just missing something. I don't understand why Chicken Jockey is driving this kind of response. It's not just Chicken Jockey. It's a bunch of other stuff. It's the way... Did you see the movie first? I don't know if you saw the movie. Jack Black is an 11. Every line that he says, it's like he's on stage, right? And he's acting like he's like flint and steel. You know, he's like red torch, right? Everything he does is just like a memeable thing, okay? So what's happening is little quotes here and there from the movie are starting to become memeable. That's what's happening. If I was a theater attendee, I would quit. Sure. But that's what I'm saying, you lean into it. You lean into it, House. If you're an attendee, you know you're going to have to do it. You let them have fun, but you dedicate it to like one day, one evening, one night. Minecraft event, show up, come dressed, whatever. Let them have fun. The theaters need to make money. I'm not saying you need to vandalize shit, okay? But if you lean into it and make it an experience, you'll be surprised how many people respect because you're letting them do something. Theaters be a mess anyway. The soda is too much. The popcorn all over the ground anyway. Right, you're going to have the leftover boxes and bags and shit like that. Oh, that sucks, Roadkill. I dealt with about a year and a half ago a tooth issue. That sucks. Yeah, Jack Black's always 11. It's the way he says the stuff. It's very memorable. I'll just say that. It's very memorable. Cover the seats in plastic. That's not a bad idea. It's the floor, though. It's the floor. It's the carpet or the floor that they're walking on. That's soda, man. Just like, you know what I mean? You know what did have a chicken jockey moment? Borderlands. What moment? Kuda Papa says, come Saturday for the Minecraft extravaganza. Confetti available for purchase. Please don't throw soda. Right? That's what I'm saying. Right? Like, you're like, guys, have a blast, but please do not throw soda. The last time I had a movie theater reaction like that was the Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest. I think the last time I had an experience like that would be Endgame, when Captain America grabs the hammer. I'm gonna edit something together with all the compilations, put that music, and throw it up on fucking X or whatever. He He calls the guy banana hands. It always makes me laugh. Oh, right. People were excited about Sonic 3. Yeah, they like clap when they saw the end of the thing and when certain things happened in the movie. Yeah, but that was, I think, the difference between the end game going bonkers and what's happening right now. One was organic and one is just meme, like a meme. The organic is not with Minecraft with Chicken Jockey. That's not organic, right? That's people that saw it, TikTok's in effect, and now it's getting more popular and whatnot, right? The payoff in Endgame was fucking 15 years of watching them building up. Can he lift it? Can he lift it? Can he do it? You know what I mean? And they tease you along the way, and then boom, when he picks it up, you're like, ah! Everyone loses their shit. Me just saying that, just doing this movement, I'd like, my brain thinks about it, and I get my hair stands up on the back of my neck, right? When you look at it afterwards, you're not really that excited about it, but that moment was a moment. Yeah, if you get drenched in a full XL soda, that's way worse than the popcorn. Someone's definitely going to get their asses beat. Yeah, 100%. I 100% agree with that. You're throwing soda, you're going over the fucking line, right? You're getting a cleaning bill from the movie theater. They have cameras in there, right? They have cameras in there. And here's the best part. Now they also know where you sit. They have assigned seats. They know who bought the tickets. So in the camera, right, they see the inside of the theater. So if someone throws fucking soda, they see who would sit it. They look at the ticket and go, who purchased these? Boom. That person's responsible, right? Just keep people responsible. If you let the confetti go, right, if you sell confetti or streamers or whatnot, right, let them do it. You're going to have packed theaters. You're going to sell the popcorn, right? I'm not saying they just do this every night, but right now, okay, right now, let's look at the box office, right? The box office is crazy. On a Tuesday, I don't know if they showed up today's, right? Here is what's happening right now. Here's what's happening right now, okay? So right now, $336 million. Okay, 5 days. 5 days, 336 worldwide, 185 million domestically. It hit 9. We're not at summertime yet. This movie hit $9 million on a Monday, $12 million on a Tuesday. This is a phenomenon. This is a phenomenon. This is, to put in perspective of video games, this is a Power World moment. This is a Helldivers moment, right? This is a game that comes along that you don't think is going to be popular, and boom, it explodes. That's what's happening right now with the Minecraft film. First 48 says, the last Lord of the Rings, everyone clapped at the end. I think it's because it was also tired of sitting after 3 hours or 30 minutes. Yeah, probably. Yeah. I hate Minecraft as a game. I would hate the movie, but it's successful. Yeah. Sarge says, grown men were crying in the theaters. Were high-fiving Muslims. Blacks were hugging Chinese people. It was pandemonium. Great moment in culture history. Oh, you're talking about the Captain America moment. We also could release different cuts of the movie or add stuff and bring people back if they do it right. Very true. They could do something along the lines of what they did for Clue back in the day. Yeah, they could do something like that. Hollywood has to start. They're taking the wrong thing. We read the story yesterday. They don't know why the movie's successful. They're going to try to capture it, and they think it's because, it's because of the writing. The writing's so good. We need more writing like that, right? They're going to try to capture this and put it in a bottle, but they don't actually understand what the fucking bottle is. They don't know how to bottle it. It's like bottling lightning. You can't do it. You can't do it. You can't recreate what's happening right now with Minecraft. Mario didn't do it. Sonic didn't do it. None of these other movies can do it, right? No one knew Barbie was going to do as well as Barbie did. Okay? It's because of the fans. You have kids that have been playing this game for a decade or longer. Those kids became adults. The young kids became teenagers. Right? You see what I'm saying? There's a huge... Minecraft is one of the biggest franchise of gaming in the history of gaming. There's over 324 million copies sold of Minecraft. Right? How many total? Well, let me look that up. Total copies. Yeah, over 300 million copies. And that was in 2023. If everybody that got a copy of Minecraft bought a movie ticket, that's easy over $1 billion. Right? A $5 ticket would be $1.5 billion. Sequel's happening. They're already in talks. Talks. I would guarantee you we get Minecraft 2 2027. They're going to move that. They're going to move it fast. They're going to push it up to the front of the line, and they're going to get it fast. Crowded says, those grown-ass men love that C button. Still waiting for the next live-action Pokemon movie. They said that was coming, but they still haven't been made. Minecraft is an Xbox best-selling game ever, I think. It might be. Let's see. Best-selling game of the original Xbox. No, it's the original Xbox. No. Let's see. Best-selling Xbox game of all time. Not Xbox game. Microsoft game? The best-selling Microsoft game of all time. See, I don't think they put... It's got to be Minecraft, but it doesn't actually say it's Minecraft. It says Halo because that's the first-party title. Minecraft wasn't a first-party title. Let me go with IP. Amongst the gaming franchises owned by Microsoft, Minecraft is the best-selling video game of all time with 300 million units. Yeah. Call of Duty is the fourth best-selling of all time with 425 million. Wait a minute. How does that make sense? Amongst the gaming franchises owned by Microsoft, is it the best-selling video game of all time with 300 million units sold? Okay. While Call of Duty is the fourth best-selling video game series of all time with 425 million sold. I'm sorry. What? How does that fucking make sense? Someone make sense of this. Okay. Amongst, highlighted right here, right? Where the fuck is it? The fuck did it go? Really? Oh. Okay. Among the gaming franchises owned by Microsoft, Minecraft is the best-selling video game of all time with 300 million units sold. While Call of Duty is the fourth best-selling video game series of all time with 425 million units. How does that make sense? Am I reading it wrong? Million units across multiple installments, sold 30 billion in revenue. Oh, because it's the series. This is one game. Jesus Christ, Candy Crush has made $20 billion in revenue in its lifetime. In its lifetime. Yeah, I'm not sure what they do. That's just weird. It says it's the #1 selling game of all time, and Call of Duty's 4th with 425 million, but Microsoft's got 300, or Mojang's got 300, or Minecraft. Yeah, it does not compute. I don't get it, but whatever. All right. I think that's going to do it for us this morning, this afternoon, this evening, wherever you are in the world. I had fun. If you guys had fun, make sure you hit that like button before you leave. Helps us out. We're a small channel, okay? The only way my channel grows is if you guys share it. If you like it, it gets pushed out. Like, whatever you guys enjoy watching. So if you guys don't know this, behind the scenes, let's say you watch, First 48's brought it up, that he watches Destin Liguri, right? In my algorithm behind the scenes, it says what you guys watch the most compared to what, the kind of content that I make and what other content you guys watch. So what happens is, if you guys watch certain creators, certain content creators, and you watch me as well, if you hit that like button, what happens is it puts it out into the ether, okay? And it says, these people like this character, and they also like this content creator as well. So it pushes out to other people that also watch those characters or content creators, okay? And it pushes it out to those people as well to see if they come in. So if you like it, hit that like button. It helps us out here a lot. Again, I'm under 3,000 subscribers. And if you look at my channel, and I appreciate you guys, every single one of you, we average 35 to 40 people a day for these live streams. If you go to some channel that has 100,000 people subscribe to them and they go live, they're pulling in about the same amount of live viewers as I am, okay? Which is insane. So I do appreciate everyone that comes out. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one. We'll be back tonight right here on 30NSG for the podcast of Generation X Gaming, the weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories in the past week, and we rant along the way. Appreciate you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Sunshine, rise and shine. The daily grind is here on time with gaming news and fun galore. We'll chat and entertain once more. The coffee's hot, the mic is on. Jump in the chat, let's have some fun. From pixel small to stories grand, we bring the magic to your hand. We're nitty, tune in daily, don't you miss entertainment wrapped in bliss. From new releases, tips and tricks, the daily grind, your morning fix. Controller ready, headset too, we've got the updates just for you. From late night streams to morning plays, we cover gaming all the ways. Controller ready, headset too, we've got the updates just for you. From late night streams to morning plays, we cover gaming all the ways. Lots of news on winning blend, the show with you, our dearest friend. Comments rolling, chats alive, the daily grind, 5-star vibe. Tune in daily, don't you miss entertainment wrapped in bliss. From new releases, tips and tricks, the daily grind, your morning fix. Good morning, sunshine, rise and shine. The daily grind is here on time with gaming news and fun galore. We'll chat and entertain once more. The coffee's hot, the mic is on. Jump in the chat, let's have some fun. From pixel small to stories grand, we bring the magic to your hand.